Ladies and gentlemen.
All I know is you never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
What is it with you and this obsession with this varsity crap?
People come to us because we don't sell them uninjured.
They can't refuse because of the implication.
You wonder ever you're a bad man?
World needs bad men. We keep the other bad men from the door. Some things are a matter of duty.
The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to dispute.
I was about to take advice from a clown who dives headfirst into the shallow end of the booth.
It's Talk Sports with John Reed and Cody McClure.
If it is to be said, so it be. So it is. So it is. So it is. So it is. It's a Tennessee thing.
Well, I'm holding on.
Back in the booth, back on the airwaves, coming at you live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. It is Talk Sports. I am John Reed. Got Sam Beard, Bubba, producer Zach here. No Cody McClure. Gotten some messages about Cody. He's not going to be here the rest of the week. It's not really a surprise as team Johnny's Juggalos, a.k.a. Starving Like Marvin. You know, rent was due on 4 months of trash talk when it came to the fantasy football matchup. And, you know, just a big win for Team Reed and last place for McClure. And you know, so he's just taking the week to kind of deal with that and avoid me when it comes to last place there. Sam Beard, Bubba, producer Zach, happy to see you, though, all three of you and your smiling faces. Sam, how are you this morning?
I'm doing good, John. Feeling sharper in the eyes today.
Oh, yeah?
Went to the eye doctor.
Literally sharper in the eyes.
Got tuned up a little bit, and I'm real blind, so it felt good to finally get a little bit of a course correction there. But
so what'd they do for you?
Well, I mean, I pretty much just get like worse by the year whenever I go. So it's kind of just readjusting what I currently have. They put me in they said that my last contact lens wasn't really fitting my eye well. So they just put me in a different lens, but it's pretty much the same prescription this time, but feels good. Guy was, the eye doctor was explaining to me his struggles with the YouTube TV stuff as well. And he was like, I had to listen to the game I had to choose between the ESPN and Mike Keith. And so we were going on and on about that, but got my eyes checked out and didn't go play around of golf, but I went and hit the range.
You're teasing.
And I might leave the station to go pro. That's my one takeaway after one rage session.
You get your new clubs, you get your eyes fixed, the sky's the limit.
It's like Jameis Winston getting LASIK.
That's it. No more 30 interceptions for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I think I got hereditarily.
Good eyes.
Yeah, I didn't win the genetic lottery. No big nice head of hair, not tall, not handsome, but the eyesight, not always been pretty good. I've never had to deal with anything related to it.
It is a luxury that I think a lot of people take advantage of.
Sure. Would you trade 4 inches?
Maybe not 4, but
how many inches would you trade?
I'd trade 2.
Height-wise.
I'd trade 2.
2?
Yeah.
How tall are you now? 6?
6'3".
Yeah. So you wouldn't go under 6 foot. You wouldn't be down here with me. You're I'd rather have to go to get my eyes fixed and wear the contacts versus being a shorty like you guys.
I mean, they got surgeries to fix your eyes, LASIK or stuff like that. You can't add inches.
You can too. It just takes a little bit more money and they break your legs and stretch it out. But they do say there is a surgery that can make you anywhere from, I think, 4 to 6 inches taller.
Really?
Yeah. They snap your legs. You haven't heard about this?
No.
Google it. It's real. They snap your legs and you literally have to break your own legs. And then there's some type of bone extension or something. very strangely, it was a big plot point in a rom-com I watched earlier this year. Very strange. Pedro Pascal, you learn that he had the leg surgery and was very insecure about being a short boy. But yeah, no, it's a thing. There was one guy that the first time I'd really heard about it, this guy went viral. I guess it was kind of on OnlyFans. I know we think of OnlyFans for women, but it was OnlyFans or a site similar to that where he created an account and people paid him just to like ridicule him. Like his thing was basically you yell at him and degrade him and make him do things and just basically insult him. But he was trying to raise like $50,000 so that he could go from like 5'5" to like 5'9" or 5'10" or something like that.
Is that worth it? I'm looking at an article right now. This guy at 5'7" spent $75,000 just to get to 5'10".
I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't blessed genetically, but at least like if I had been 5'5", 5'6", it would be a different story.
Sure.
I won't judge those people because I haven't walked in their shoes. I don't want to say anything bad about them either. Like if they're comfortable, that's good. More power to them. But it is a such a cliche, right? When you talk about the dating field and just other guys and just like it's the first thing you notice about people. So like I wouldn't blame anybody for being insecure about it, nor would I blame you for being 6'2", 6'3", and be like, yeah, I'm good. Wouldn't give this up for the world. 20/20 vision? Nah, I'll go get some glasses. Everything's fine here. No big deal. But congrats on your eyesight.
Thanks.
Bubba, how are you over there this morning?
I am just a man, John.
Amen to that, brother.
My eyes are probably worse than Sam's, and I've got an issue to where my right eye will just like twinge out every now and then.
Okay.
And it's becoming more and more consistent throughout the day. And it has me worried a little bit because it's just like a little like vibration, or that's how I feel like it is. And it just does its own thing, and then it just quits for a little bit, happens again.
And big God didn't even make you 6'3".
No.
You ain't got nothing to trade.
Oh, I didn't got nothing to trade. I lied.
I like the navy and orange, though. It's a good look. I hate that Auburn has hijacked it because I loved it as a kid, but now when I see it, I think of Auburn. But you look sharp. You're volled up. I'm happy that you're still here, volled up. That you woke up, you chose to put on the Tennessee gear.
I was gonna say War Eagle, John.
Hugh Freeze, he's gone. The sky's the limit. Producer Zach, you good over there this morning?
I'm good. Good last night. Good. Good sports. Good hockey. Good basketball. The Hawks were on national television, so I watched that win.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Peacock calling me broke for my internet or what, but I tried to watch it on the Peacock app, and it made it great for the first quarter or the first like 2 commercial breaks, the first like 10 minutes of the game, and then it just started buffering. So I had to turn it off and just watch Peacock on my phone. I don't know if my Spectrum internet's just not good enough. It streams everything else, but Peacock was going for the crystal clear presentation, so maybe that was it. But I turned it off.
Good game.
No, yeah, I loved it on my phone. It was good. I watched a little sports. Sam, I saw you complaining and crying about the Preds. What happened there?
Yeah, so, I mean, it was an awesome game. Predators hit just Steven Stamkos slap shot with 0.3 seconds left in the game to go tie it and force it to overtime. So Preds go get a point, and then in overtime, the Wild have the puck. They're about to kind of shoot, and our goalie is there, and he's hugged up against one of the posts, and he's trying to, like a goalie does, like push off and go to the other side because the puck was getting passed to the other side. And then as he pushes off, he dislodges the net, which is normally a stoppage in play, and then it's a face-off again. And they decided to just call the goal as it stands. But the original shot didn't even go in. Like half of the net stayed on the post, and he shot it to that side. It didn't even go into the net. It was on the second shot that it went in, and they just said it was a goal, and they reviewed it, and they still upheld it as a goal, which makes no sense to me.
It was wild.
Would it have been a goal had they not moved the nets? Like, would it have scored?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I really don't think so. I'll try to find a video to show you in the
Yeah, I didn't see it. I saw something from high school football like 2 months, like at the beginning of the season, where a guy just came off the sidelines and tackled the receiver. Did you guys see that? There was I think it was maybe a pick. It was going to be a pick six, and A guy just comes off the sideline and tackles the players like, you're not scoring here, buddy. And they're like, you know what? We got to award the touchdown here. And I was like, you know what? That's fair. I feel like you should award the touchdown here. Then one of the funnier things is they flashed the scoreboard and it was 0-0. And I was like, why the hell is this guy freaking out 0-0 like first quarter or second quarter? And I was like, it's one thing if it's like a 50-point game and you're just trying to send a message. You're just not going to get the score ran up on you or something. But it's like 0-0. But yeah, I'd be interested in watching this video because I saw a lot of Predators fans complaining about it.
I've never seen it before.
Yeah, that was a play that I'd never seen in hockey before. He does push his arm out a little bit, but like it's just so normal for a goalie to be, pushing off all of his weight from one side to try to get to the other part of the net.
I would just knock the net off every time somebody was about to score if I was the goalie. Unless they're going to start awarding goals.
Unless you have that officiating crew, then you're not.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you just start awarding goals to keep people from knocking the net off. Feels like that'd be a good workaround. Can't score, sorry. See ya.
Yep.
Are the Preds bad this year? Are they good? Are they middle of the road like they always are? What's the status of the Preds?
They've been like scrapping out a lot of overtime games and just getting 1 point.
So you get 1 point and then losing in overtime?
Yeah. They've had some. That game put them one game under 500.
Okay, so basically hovering.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teams are, though. Like, there's not really a clear cut this year, like dominant team.
Yeah, I just feel like that's been the Preds for the last 5 years.
100%.
Like they've been struggling big time.
It feels like they didn't want to do the tear down, and then they just kind of tried to stay competitive, and it's just kind of collapsed on them. Is what it feels like from a uneducated hockey fan. The New York Jets said they weren't going to do that yesterday. They said, we suck already. We might as well just go ahead and all the way tear it down, as they were the big story in the NFL trade deadline. We'll talk about that because it was pretty explosive. We'll kind of put a bow on last week of the NFL. I'm not quite ready to talk about the college football playoff rankings just yet. We'll do that in an hour or two probably. Tennessee losing just knocked the wind out of my sail when it came to all that. At least we stayed in the top 25, though, to make sure Georgia and Alabama and Oklahoma all have an extra top 25 win. Stay woke. Bubba, send us to break. We'll come back. We'll talk some NFL trade deadline. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work-hard, play-hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold wave filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. Come on, grab a pack. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues. Every bet type you can imagine. Live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
The NFL used to have a very, very boring trade deadline. And then smartly, Roger Goodell in the NFL said, hey, we're going to move this trade deadline back. It used to be like week 6. And they're like, you know what? We got to give some teams a little bit more time to figure out if they are going to be out of contention or be more willing to trade. And it has worked. It has led to teams being able to make more deals. Yesterday felt like a crazy NBA trade deadline where you just had names going, and then all of a sudden you see some stars going, and you got more stars like poor Breece Hall begging to get out of there because he looked around and the Jets just said, hey, we're not going anywhere. Let's maximize what we're doing. And maximize they did. Sam, as a Titans fan, were you jealous at watching the New York Jets just say, you know what, we got a couple of players here. Let's just go and trade them and get as many draft picks as possible?
Yeah, I was really jealous. I wish we had a couple of these players that were, as attractive to other teams around the league, like the Jets. But, I think that's a very smart move for them. They're clearly not going to be competitive this year. They're not going to be competitive in the next couple years. You would think that Sauce Gardner probably kind of getting close to over the hump once you start to get competitive. Quinnen Williams, a really good player, but when you can just get all of this draft capital that they've got now, and with how good, some of these draft classes coming up are with Caleb Downs and Jeremiah Smith and all these guys, like if I'm somebody like the Jets, I'd be over the moon this morning just about kind of the opportunity for what's to come potentially. They could obviously screw it up in the draft, but you've got hope.
Yeah, if I was the Jets and a Jets fan, I'd be like, you know what? Yesterday was so good. I forgive our GM for giving Justin Fields $20 million a year for 2 years. Like for that being the answer at quarterback, for him being like, hey, let's get Justin Fields after watching Justin Fields play football. You know what, man? You're back, maybe even in the positive. Like you did such a good job. Now, I don't know if I agree. I don't know what the cutoff is for cornerbacks. Quinnen Williams, I agree. I think it was time to sell on him. Garner, at age 25, feels like he's got some more years left, in his prime. I don't know how quickly the Jets will ever be good again, if they will be ready to compete. But, like, for example, if Sauce Gardner was on the Titans, I don't think we'd be talking about trading him. I think we'd be looking at him as one of the untouchables. With that being said, you call me and say 2 first-round picks, I think I'm packing Sauce Gardner up and I am shipping him out, which is what the Jets did. Because by all accounts, they said, hey, we weren't trading him. All the insiders said, no, he wasn't on the radar. He wasn't in the rumor mill. No one ever thought that he might be traded. It's just the Colts called and offered something really good, and the Jets said, okay, yeah, we can do that. Now, from the Colts side, because I find it to be the more interesting side, because they are a team that's actually trying to win something this year, it's an all-in move. It feels like a move that you make and your expectations change. I know that was kind of the theme over the last couple of days about your preseason expectations should not outweigh what actually happens in the season. I think that's really dumb. The Colts were not picked to be a contender this year. They were picked to just, hey, maybe they could tread water. Maybe they can catch lightning in a bottle. Maybe they can be a 7th wild card team, something like that. Obviously, those expectations have changed once they come out and they win their first, 7 of their first 8 games. Now, I will say, though, that this trade, that removes all the good vibes and good feeling from the start of the season. The golly gee, we're just happy to be here. It now puts expectations on the team to go out and actually win something big this year or next. Bubba, our resident Colts fan, how did you feel when you saw the trade? I imagine as a fan, you just get really pumped. You don't care about draft picks. You care about trying to win games and win championships. But I know you march to the beat of your own drum. What did you think when you saw the Sauce Gardner trade?
I saw it very late in the afternoon.
Okay.
And I got to say, honestly, I don't really care that we gave up 2 first-round draft picks.
Nor should you.
Because we're pretty hit or miss every other year, it seems like, with our first-round draft picks.
And I think most first-round draft picks are. I think really if you just went and looked at every first round in the NFL draft, you would see that it's really like a 50% hit rate.
And we hit on Tyler Warren this year, so
next year's a bust.
Exactly. I ain't worried about that.
Fair enough. And look, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I applauded the Los Angeles Rams, over the last 6 or 7, 8 years, whenever they're like, you know what, drafts, we're good. Let's go trade for some good players. Brandon Cooks, maybe not good enough. Jalen Ramsey, though, he was pretty good. Just going out and like getting established, proven talent to me is a big deal. Now, what I will say, and what I think ultimately is the most important thing, is that with the Los Angeles Rams, they went and traded for Matthew Stafford. And you believed in Matthew Stafford. Daniel Jones has been really good the first, 7, 8, 9 games of the season. But now, like I said, the pressure is now ramped up. He has to be the quarterback of the future. And he can't be like just a lightning in the bottle type of start. He has to actually be a franchise quarterback for this to make sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's the 2 storylines that we learned yesterday is that, hopefully Colts defense gets a little bit better.
Should get a lot better.
Our pass defense has not been great this season, even though Adonai Mitchell, ironically enough, did cook his Sauce Gardner at some point in time earlier this year. But aside from that, though, it seems like Daniel Jones is going to be hanging around for at least another year. It seems like, all right.
No. See, it has to be. He's going to have to get a big deal, like because I mean, he's on like kind of a contract that he has to. They basically have to pay him next year, right? Is that not right?
I believe so, but it seems like we're setting up for renewing and maybe a big old type of ordeal.
Maybe the Baker Mayfield 3-year $100 million prove it deal type of thing where we pay you, but we don't like necessarily break the bank, or maybe 4 years, like $160 million. I don't know what the number is going to be, but the Colts, they push their chips in and they are all in. They are getting into bed with Daniel Jones, and that part would always make me a little nervous. I lived it with Ryan Tannehill, so like I'm not saying it can't work out. And Tannehill, I think, was good for 3 or 4 years, but in the back of your mind, I think everyone you kind of wait. Okay, is this clock going to strike midnight and he's going to turn back into a pumpkin?
I just like overall in sports in general. How do you feel about those high like AAV contracts? Like we're going to go 2 years, but we're going to give you a lot of money, but we're not going to commit to you long term.
It's funny because I was talking about that yesterday with Bob, our other Colts fan, and he was talking about Sauce Gardner's contract. He was reading me the numbers and saying it was pretty good, and I was like, you know what, Bob? I'm gonna be honest, big dog. I don't really know how to judge NFL contracts when it comes to salary cap and like taking up percentage of team, just because I don't really understand the NFL salary cap and how they can always defer money, and how like for 10 years the Saints had no cap space but kept their team together, and So I don't really have an answer. The experts are saying that Sauce Gardner's on a good deal. I'll take their word for it. Sure. The Colts will make it work. You know, I know how to judge NBA salaries because there's a, you know, kind of a hard cap and you kind of know what you could fit under there. But, you know, I don't think the money's an issue here. I think it's really just you gave up 2 first-round picks that may or may not have been good. I don't have a problem with that. My issue, if I'm the Colts, is it ramps the pressure up. Now, like, to me, Sam, making the playoffs, winning the division, that ain't good enough. Maybe even winning 1 playoff game, assuming it's not, you know, in the divisional round after a bye week, is kind of the baseline floor for this not to feel like a disaster.
For sure. And I mean, this is a pushing your chips to the middle of the table type of move, but I do think that this has been a Colts team that has invested pretty heavily kind of in their stars. And I think at some point, now that you've seen it click with the quarterback position, I think they're thinking, hey man, we gotta go in and try and do something with this core of, you know, DeForest Buckner and Michael Pittman and Quentin Nelson and Jonathan Taylor and all those guys. So
especially while Taylor's healthy. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
You can't take that for granted. Like he is a, you know, offensive player of the year type of player right now. He might be the favorite. I haven't checked the odds recently, but like he's probably the favorite with how good he's been and consistent. So yeah, you kind of owe it to him and these other veterans to go for it while you got a chance.
Sauce only makes $1.2 million this year, and then next year he makes 5.2, which is nothing.
But he signed that big extension.
Yeah, so that kicks in 27.
Yeah, he's under contract for the next 6 years. But yeah, this year I saw the Colts are just paying him the vet minimum, or the minimum basically, because of the way it's prorated and everything. So it's not a money move over the next 2 years. But like I said, it's the first round picks, and it's the, hey, we are testing karma. And that's fine. Sometimes that works. But like, hey, you found lightning in a bottle. This is good. Let's go all in. College football doesn't really get that. It's where you get to like see how the season starts before you decide if you want to invest in like your – like it'd be cool if in college you could, hey, we're 4-0. Hey, Joey Aguilar looks pretty good. How about we go and spend an extra $1 million and grab a defensive back from one of these teams? That'd be nice if you could do that in college. But you can't. In the NFL, you can, though. You can look to see how the team looks. You can check the vibes and say, you know what, we got a real shot here. This AFC is kind of open, and quite frankly, we might be able to get the 1 seed overall and have, you know, home playoff games. Let's go for it. Let's try to get to a Super Bowl. Let's do it for Papa Jim. Let's go all in for Irsay. Let's do it. And that's what they're going for. And as a Colts fan, that should really excite you, even if it falls flat, even if Daniel Jones, you know, turns into Sam Darnold of last year when it matters. We'll see.
Bubba, what was Seth DeFlo's reaction?
I mean, he's just there for the vibes. He's going to like everything.
Is that the singer?
Yeah. Did he give like an intro to
now he's in a little hot water right now, isn't he?
Oh, he was.
From talking about wishing an injury on somebody.
It fired me up. He said Rodgers to break his back. And I said, break his back? What?
I didn't watch the actual video, but I saw him like laying on his side filming like an apology video. And I watched it, and he just, you know, I got the gist of what was said, but I didn't go track down him singing. But he was like, look, guys, I would never wish for Rodgers to actually get hurt. It was a joke. Nay! There's a time that this would have like really upset me, Sam. Maybe it's a testament to just being checked out on the Titans, but I don't have any Colts hatred. Maybe I just like Daniel Jones. Maybe I like the daughter being down there so hands-on. I think it's kind of wacky, but it's kind of cool. Like I don't want to say I'm rooting for the Colts. I won't go that far, but I am not rooting against them, which I think is a pretty big step in my development as a sports fan. Or maybe it's devolving and just disconnecting from the Titans fandom.
Now, it was a big day for Carly Ursay, Gordon, man. A woman boss. I think people are more fired up now more than ever, and they want to see her on every sideline.
She wanted Sauce Gardner on the sidelines.
She's got that sauce.
I want to see the first video of their interaction, her going up and giving him a handshake or a hug and saying, I went and got you. I was the one that made the call to give up 2 first-round picks. I did it. I wanted you, Sauce. Get here. Let's win a championship. But yeah, no, I did see that, Bubba. A lot of Colts fans just posting pictures of her like in her ball cap on the sidelines underneath the tweets about going to get Sauce. It's a good feeling to like your owner. Can't really relate.
Yeah.
Can't really relate. The only stories that came out about the Titans yesterday was that Amy Adams was just like, we're not doing business with the Patriots. And I got to say, Sam, I was like, you know what? I don't want Jeffrey Simmons to go to the Patriots. Tony Pollard can go, but I don't want Jeffrey Simmons to go there. So maybe I'm a bad sports mind, a bad sports fan.
I think Amy Adams is going to be like 105 years old, still refusing to trade with the Patriots 15 years after Mike Vrabel has died from CTE.
I would be
just out of spite.
I'd be a little surprised if she didn't sell the team shortly after like the new stadium.
I hope so.
I'd be a little surprised.
That's what I want from the trade deadline.
With college football, you know, I've talked this year about how you can't really win the fan base back over. And you saw that happen to Brian Kelly and Hugh Freeze and Billy Napier. You could have fired all those coaches last year because I think once you lose the fan base, everything just starts getting so put under a microscope that there's no coming back from it. I think it's true with ownership too. Like unless you just somehow strike gold, I feel like it's hard. It's going to be really, really hard, like for her to get people back on board. Because you had people mad yesterday just about maybe fake reports that she wouldn't trade with the Patriots. Mad that like she didn't trade Jeffrey Simmons. Mad that she didn't trade T'Vondre Sweat. Even though people are saying they didn't want to trade those people, it's just kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. I think very rarely can you work your way out of that with a fan base. Now, ownership, it's no ticking time bomb. They can't make you sell the team. Most people love their teams too much to like not go to games. But there was an owner trying to do that, trying to fix his reputation. Oh, Jared Jones was willing and dealing. We'll look at his side of things on the other side as they went out and tried to fix the defensive line a little bit, getting Quentin Williams from the New York Jets. Does that change Jerry's standing, his reputation as a GM? Does that fix things after the Micah Parsons debacle? We'll dive into that after the break. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half, simple luxury for on and off the course.
Hey Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Back in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Drink the light, refreshing White Claw Hard Seltzer. No bigger dreamers than those damn Dallas Cowboy fans. Just dreaming of a Super Bowl. Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones have been promising to make some moves. It started, just going out and getting a linebacker from the Bengals, which, Sam, I don't know how you feel, but I don't think I would want any defensive players from the Bengals except maybe Trey Hendrickson.
You would think, right?
But they went out and said, hey, give us a linebacker who's maybe losing some playing time here in Cincinnati. And we thought, is that it? Is that the deal that was promised? And then no, we get the big updates. Quinnen Williams, 27-year-old defensive tackle, headed to the Cowboys for a 2026 second-round pick and a 2027 first-round pick. What was your reaction when you saw the news? How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, I mean, this is I feel like this is just a trade for Dallas that it's just going to get Jerry Jones just like a little. He's getting a little bored of maybe Dallas football there, and he was like, all right, let me get a defensive player in here that I can kind of raise my expectations for the team and then start to make a fuss out of it when we lose some more games. I don't feel like the Cowboys are Quinnen Williams away from being a competitive team. I still just think they're like a fun team to watch offensively that can't really put it all together. Feels like just kind of a panic move, and I don't feel like Dallas needs to be trading away 2 first-round picks, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's one of those things. My big takeaway was when I saw it, I just said, why? And there's certain things in sports that just annoy me. One of them is just bad timing. And I hate it, like, especially like in fantasy football. Like the guys that are now like 2-6 are like, hey, let's do a trade. Like, no, bro, shut up. You should have did a trade with me 3 weeks ago, and I told you needed some running backs. Don't try to trade with me now, Bubba. It's too late for that.
Bad take by you.
It's too late. You should have been trading. You should have saw this a month ago. Like, if you're the Dallas Cowboys and you're trading for Quinnen Williams, why did you wait? You needed help a couple weeks ago. Like, you needed help like when you were still kind of thick in the playoff race before you lose to a team like Arizona. Now, maybe they had this worked on before the Arizona game, which is kind of what Jerry hinted at, that they had trades coming. So maybe they had it done before then. Why not get him on the team then? Because now you are, sitting at 3-5-1. You're not winning the division. You're going to be fighting, far uphill for a wild card spot. Why not make this move a couple of weeks ago? What's the point now at 3-5-1? Especially like in a game where it's not like your offense even played well. It's not even like your offense is actually, for a while it looked like, hey, this offense might be like the best in the league and the defense is just so bad. Fast forward a couple weeks later and the offense is fine. The offense is good. But like it's not like a Super Bowl winning offense. And like you said, Sam, you're not a Quinnen Williams away from competing. So why make that trade now? If you made it before the season, like, hey, I trade Micah Parsons, I get these extra picks, now I'm going to send them somewhere else and go get a player, that would have been great. If you did it after the first couple of weeks, after you tie the Packers and it's 40-40, and you're looking around and saying, hey, this offense is pretty good. We're better than we thought. This defense is just so bad. I would have loved it. But, fast forward a month and a half later, you're 3-5-1. You're not going to the playoffs. Why? Why give up these 2 valuable assets?
You're just getting active at the trade line,
Maybe that's it. Maybe Jerry was just bored. Yeah, like Sam said, maybe he just wanted to feel something. Maybe he just wanted to say he tried. Maybe he just wanted to say, hey, the defensive line is fixed. And look, all we did was swap Micah Parsons for Quinnen Williams and come out with an extra pick for it. That's good, right, guys? And maybe it is. I don't know, but it doesn't feel good. If I was a Cowboys fan, I would be, hoping for a late season run. But I would just say, why not just pay Michael Parsons in the first place? Because Quinnen Williams is due a new contract in 2 years. Like, not this upcoming season, but the season after that. So, like, either they're going to give a 29-year-old defensive tackle a huge contract, or they're going to have traded a first and second round pick for essentially 1.5 years for him, which again is essentially just 1 year because this year's kind of already over. So I don't understand it from that perspective.
I just feel like he saw Sauce Gardner get moved, and he was like, oh, maybe there's just another big name on the Jets that I can go trade.
He's like, damn, I wish I didn't have George Pickens because then I could have traded for Garrett Wilson, but I got George Pickens here already, which is, to Jerry's credit, is a home run.
Yeah.
Like, George Pickens has been really, really good. They do have.
Kind of sounds like he wants to re-sign with him, too.
Yeah, and if I'm the Cowboys, I don't. It's one of those things that, like, if you're talking about timing and you're talking about, making smart decisions, you bought low on George Pickens. He is good. It hasn't led to you winning, but now it just leaves you having to make a tough decision of, do we give big money to our wide receiver too whenever our defense is so bad? Do I really want to sign up to be the NFC Bengals? Because I don't think I would. Now, maybe there's something there. You can still get a comp pick if he leaves, and you can get some type of safety net there. I maybe would have tried to trade George Pickens yesterday at the trade deadline. Maybe. I don't know. It's a fair question to wonder what they're going to do. But I think we're in agreement. This doesn't change anything for them this year.
No. Yeah, no. I think it just even only hurts them down the line.
At Raiders, they got a bye week now. Then it's at Raiders, so they should win that one. But then it's Eagles, Chiefs, at Lions, Vikings, Chargers would be their next 5 games. And like, that doesn't feel like they're winning. I'll give them one.
Maybe 2.
They beat the Raiders, and then I'll give them one win between the Eagles, Chiefs, at Lions, Vikings, Chargers. Maybe give them 2. That's fine.
I feel like they'll lose 3 straight against the Eagles, Chiefs, and Lions, and then they'll be back against the wall, and they'll beat J.J. McCarthy. But
sure, yeah, 4 of them are at home. Big Thanksgiving game against the Chiefs. That's a big one.
Yeah, maybe he just saw all these primetime games at the end of the season. He's like, I just want to watch Quinnen Williams in primetime.
There is something to that because they're getting ready to go, again, bye week, but then it's Monday Night Football. It'll be your, Sunday national game at 4:30. It's Thanksgiving. It's the next Thursday. The Cowboys always play that next Thursday because they get a full week of rest. They put that, that'll be Thursday Night Football at the Lions, and then Peacock.
Sunday Night Football, and then they play Christmas too.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
He just wants to give the American people a little bit of extra juice, I think.
I gotta say, the Cowboys aren't a good team, but they are exciting to watch. At least I'm excited. I'm glad they got Quinnen Williams. It does make the games seem a little better. So shout out to Jerry, looking out for all of us. Great take by you, Sam. He is just trying to make
He's just trying to make losing fun.
I appreciate it. We talk about the Colts, doing their all-in move. And I think that was it with Sauce Gardner. I don't know if I call this an all-in move for Quinnen Williams, but it's a strange move. I don't know if now's the time to be spending your assets. I was laughing, though, at the Orlando Magic's all-in move being Desmond Bane, watching that bum last night.
And what happened in that play?
I don't know.
He spiked it in the guy's face?
Yeah, he yanked him down, and then also as he was yanking him down, took the ball and basically volleyball spiked it on my guy.
That's the only highlight I saw from the game.
That was Desmond Bane's only highlight of the year so far. He's been really bad after the Magic, went all in trading for him. A little soft of Okongwu to not get up and do anything, but his teammates came and got his back, so maybe he didn't have to.
Maybe he was just securing the technical or something like that.
I don't know, because it ended up being a 6-point possession. It's a technical, a flagrant, and then the Hawks hit a 3-pointer. So the game did go from 14 to 20. But maybe he was also just like me and just really confused, because watching it, I was like, why the hell is Desmond Bane mad right now? Why is he pulling this down? This seems completely out of character and out of left field.
There wasn't anything prior.
No,
right?
No. I mean, maybe a Congo would hit him on a rebound or something, but it wasn't like a foul call or dust up or anything. It just seemed really weird
out of nowhere.
So that's the take, Bubba. That's the real thing that ties it together from this conversation. If you're going to make an all-in move, you got to win, and that's where the Colts are now. The Cowboys made a big-time move. I don't think it's going to win them anything. Those bums, the Orlando Magic, made an all-in move for Desmond Bain. That ain't going to do nothing for them. You got to hope Sauce Gardner gets you at least to the second round of the playoffs, maybe even the conference championship game. Maybe. We'll dive into that a little bit after the break. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Are you tired of spending hours on laundry and ironing? Let Crown Cleaners handle your dry cleaning so you can handle your business. Our expert team can take care of your clothes, removing stains and wrinkles like they were never there. Whether it's your best suit or everyday attire, we handle it all at Crown Cleaners. Say goodbye to laundry stress and hello to extra free time. Crown Cleaners, Big Orange Country's imperial dry cleaning service since the 1960s. Online at crowncleaners.com.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Dick's House of Sport at West Town Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
Sam, where do you have the AFC? Where do you rank the contenders when it comes to that? We didn't really dive into the NFL much because we were putting the fall season to rest. But the Bills did what the Bills always do, which was beat the Chiefs in the regular season.
When are they ever going to learn?
Yeah, maybe just tank that game if you
Yeah.
Don't give the Chiefs the extra motivation for revenge. Now, for the Chiefs, though, that is a loss that, isn't bad by any means. Obviously losing at Buffalo, that's fine. It's nothing to panic about. But like when it comes to playoff seeding, that's a bad loss, and it's their fourth loss. They're 5-4. So they're going to be fighting uphill for, home field advantage against Buffalo or against Indianapolis or even against the Patriots if they were to play any of those teams.
And still pretty not the easiest schedule kind of coming in. You still go, at the Broncos, you play the Broncos twice, you play the Colts, you play the Chargers, so you still kind of play the top of the conference there.
And don't forget the Titans. It's a tricky game right before Christmas. But yeah, they're kind of like the Cowboys. They get a bye week, but then it's at Broncos, Colts, at Cowboys. Like not an easy 3-game skid, and they don't have a lot of wiggle room now, but like I said, I do think that loss to Buffalo ensured that Kansas City's kind of going to be locked in as a 3 seed at best. As a 3 seed at best. I don't see them like getting ahead of Buffalo with the tiebreaker. I don't know if the Colts are going to lose enough games to, and speaking of that, maybe the maybe the Bills don't even win the division, I guess. Maybe the Patriots win the division. I don't know who would have the tiebreaker there between, Kansas City and New England. But when you look at them, when you look at the Colts and the way they have upgraded their team and went all in with Sauce Gardner, when you look at the way that Drake May has played, now that Lamar Jackson is back, kind of give me your 1 through 7 of the AFC, kind of how you see that shaking out, or at least like who you're viewing as the biggest threat right now.
Yeah, I think the AFC is tough because there's a lot of new blood in there. You look at these standings and it kind of looks like the AFC standings when I was growing up as a kid. It's hard for me to fully commit to kind of even just all of the top 4 right now, honestly. I would say that the Colts and Patriots have a little bit more of a leg up in my eyes, but it's hard for me to commit to like the Broncos and the Steelers as being those legitimate players.
Yeah, I don't buy into the Steelers at all, which is kind of funny because they did beat the Colts and they did actually kind of look good, and that was a good win for them, and they were 7. And, that they were do you see their funeral before the game?
Yes.
There's a casket out there with a kneeling. My friend actually has a picture kneeling in front of it. He was at the game, kneeling there, saying goodbye to the Steelers defense. And then the defense came out and turned back the clock against Daniel Jones and the Colts. Bubba, did that worry you at all, watching the Colts get beat up by the Steelers?
I think since Sunday, my thought process has been that game doesn't matter.
It doesn't really. I mean, unless it comes down to a tiebreaker with Pittsburgh, which it shouldn't. And, you're not going to go undefeated in the NFL. You're not going to win every week. You are going to have some losses. But it did kind of make me worry a little bit about what happens to Daniel Jones and that Colts offense if they go outside in the playoffs. So if I'm them, I'm like, hey, well, let's not go outside. Let's just be home. Looking at the actual odds, though, in the AFC, the Bills and Chiefs are co-favorites at plus 310. Typically, this is the time of year where I say, hey, just grab the Chiefs at plus money. You can get 3-1 on the Chiefs, and you can pretty much guarantee they'll be in the AFC Championship game. So you can say, you're going to have 3-1 odds that they win in the AFC Championship. Now, it is probably going to be on the road, but still, maybe you just lock that in right now. The Colts at plus 480. Denver in 4th place at plus 750. Baltimore at 850. Patriots at 12-1, Chargers at 15-1, Jacksonville 20-1. The odds makers telling you what they think about the Steelers. They have them all the way down at 30-1. So they don't buy the Steelers at all. I got to say, Sam, when looking through those odds, Patriots at 12-1. I don't think they're going to win the AFC, but I do think that they are pretty good. Although if I was a Patriots fan, I would be pretty deflated after yesterday, watching some other teams try to get better, and we didn't do anything.
That was one of the more surprising things of the deadline to me, was that the Patriots are well in the driver's seat of the AFC right now, and their schedule coming home really isn't all that difficult either, and you're sticking with what you got type of thing. I would have at least thought they went and got a running back with what they've been able to. It just feels like they've been kind of throwing Travion Henderson to the wayside.
Well, actually,
Stevenson obviously doesn't really do much.
I feel like I paid quite a bit of attention to that Falcons game, and it was like they all of a sudden decided, we're going to at least throw the ball to Travion Henderson, because it felt like there was a couple of drives where he caught 4 passes alone on one drive, which isn't true because he just had 4 catches for the game. But he got touches at least. He had the ball 18 times, which is I would imagine a career high for him, but they were at least making an effort to get him the ball. So maybe they look at him as an acquisition at the trade deadline of hey, we drafted this guy. Let's actually just use him. Let's go out and let's try to get him the ball because he's got the most burst of all of our running backs. But, I thought maybe they would try to go out and get a wide receiver, especially if Boutte is going to be a little banged up, although he's in his Discord saying he's going to be fine, which is funny.
Mike Vrabel has to hate that, right?
Maybe Mike Vrabel's just
Discord is.
Maybe he's just whatever, Stephon Diggs and Cardi B and the boat and the party. And that was annoying, but you know what? Diggs has been okay. Boutte is catching some deep balls down the field. If he wants to get in the Discord and post with the boys, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
He'll just let one position group kind of go off and do their own thing.
He knows that wide receivers are weird, man. He let A.J. Brown do his thing. for as crazy as A.J. Brown has seemed in Philadelphia, he didn't really seem that crazy in Nashville.
Sure.
Maybe it's a difference of coverage. Maybe he got crazy later. I don't know, but just let A.J. be A.J. It wasn't really a story. Maybe Vrabel's just like, you know what? Yeah, do whatever, guys. But I thought they'd go out and try to get a little help around the edges, maybe offensive line, maybe an extra pass rusher or something, but they didn't. And I'd be a little disappointed if I was them, because it does feel like they have what we always talk about, the most valuable thing in the NFL, which is just a really good quarterback on a really good rookie deal. And they got cap space. I feel like maybe they should have been calling for Quinnen Williams. Like, I feel like, now maybe you don't do in-division trades, but like, go out and get Quinnen Williams if you're them.
If they get past the Bucs this week, I mean, it's smooth sailing from there. They still get the Jets, Bengals, Giants, Jets again, and the Dolphins.
I mean, that puts them at, 12 wins just right there?
I would think.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they're going to win the AFC, but at 12-1, there's a pretty good chance they win that division. There's a pretty good chance they're at least a 2 seed, maybe the 1 seed overall. You could do worse. Although maybe that wouldn't be good for Vrabel. He needs to be an underdog on the road. He doesn't need to be at home with expectations. Damn it. Hour 1 in the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. We'll talk some college sports coming up. Stick with us right here on Fan Run Radio. Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Ball fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
What's the difference between an ordinary EV and a Mercedes-Benz EV? The feeling. Electric is what gets you there. Mercedes-Benz is what moves you in ways no other automaker can. Feel the freedom of the superbly versatile 7-seater EQB. Revel in the inspired, customizable comfort of the EQE sedan. Sense the brilliant intelligence of the EQE SUV. Discover the boundless capability of the EQS SUV. And luxuriate in the flagship meets spaceship magnificence of the EQS sedan. Every Mercedes-Benz electric vehicle offers the very latest MBUX voice-activated AI software, as well as remote access to a whole host of functions via the Mercedes Me Connect app. The vehicle's electric, the feeling all Mercedes, the choice all yours. Test drive a Mercedes-Benz electric today at your local dealer or learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
I think if you have 2 number 1 movies in 1 year, that's a pretty big deal.
You're listening to Talk Sports.
Well, I'm rooting for the guy. I mean, we need a good Glenn in Hollywood. The name Glenn is not as prominent as it was some years ago.
Well, I also think we need a new leading man. I think we need a new good young actor to kind of take that role, because it kind of took Gosling a while to he had to do Drive first before he got to be like, hey, now I'm kind of the rough and tough guy.
Hard to do rough and tough when you star in Barbie too.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Well, that was what the whole movie was about. You putting people in unfair boxes. So I guess you missed the Hour number 2 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. The second hour is brought to you by SM Athletics. If you need any gear for your sports team or your business, give us a shout at SM Athletics. You can visit smathletics.com. They got a contact portion right there on the website. You can get more information. You can just reach out to me as well, and I'll try my best to get you helped. SM Athletics delivers fair products. No, wait. Let me say that again. SM Athletics delivers great products at a fair price. That's right. The products are great. The pricing, very fair. Local business, local touch, great customer service, a store you can pop in, see us, help people come in. I show them the radio studio while they're here. They always love that. It's always very awkward. I'm like, you want to see the studio? And some people are like, oh, yeah. And then some people are like, yeah, sure.
What the hell is that?
But then you open it up and they kind of peek and they're like, oh, that's cool. Like, I don't know if they know what to say or how they feel or how I would react. I'd do the same thing, I think. I think I'd look and just shake my head and be like, oh, wow, cool. But it's the same interaction every time. This batch of headlines is brought to you by SM Athletics. Give them a follow on social media as well to keep up with the deals. A lot of sales, a lot of deals. Sam, what you got for me?
A lot of NFL news yesterday, but the weirdest of all, Tom Brady says that his dog Junie is a clone of his former dog Lua that died in 2023. He revealed yesterday that his dog is the clone, and thanks to Colossal Biosciences, a biotech company that he's an investor in, he used blood collected prior to Lua's death to clone her. He said, I love my animals. They mean the world to me and my family. A few years ago, I worked with Colossal and leveraged their non-invasive cloning technology through a simple blood draw of our family's elderly dog before she passed. This is the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. Tom Brady is a psychopath. Maybe he should clone himself like a loving wife, too, while he's at it.
No one likes this, right?
I think this is so strange. Bubba, you seem to like it.
You said loving wife. Sam, don't take cheap shots at the guy. He's clinging on to anything he's got left.
He's going mental. He's going insane.
Well,
that dog reminds him of his family that was once perfect to him.
This makes Kirk Herbstreit look like a saint.
You know, Bubba might be convincing me here. Maybe this is just the cries of a really sad, depressed man. Maybe he is trying to recreate like just that loving feeling he had before he threw it all away to go try to win that Super Bowl in Tampa Bay.
I mean, women haven't really worked, so I guess clone the dog.
It's hard to beat a good dog.
It is.
It is hard to beat a good dog, and I gotta say,
you can't clone the soul, though. Like
no, I know, but I'm trying to think but cloning, I imagine, gives you a better chance of getting the same temperament. At least like the health stuff, and because I love my dog Frank. We've had a good run. When it comes time for Frank to tap out and.
Frank's what, 16 now?
Yeah. Which on one hand I think is plenty of time with a dog. Not saying I want him to die. That's not what I'm saying. I want more time, but I'm saying he's had a good run is what I'm getting at. I think it'd be weird to be like, I need another one that's just like him for another 15.
I was going to say, think about
years.
how strange it'd be if you're just like, all right, here's Frank 2.0.
But it's going to be weird when he's gone. It's going to make me sad.
Sure.
And I don't think I'd want another dog. And I don't. Frank's been a good boy.
Yes.
So I think if I was going to have another dog, I think I'd want it to be similar to him. I don't think I'd want a completely new dog. So I kind of get it from that side. But damn, Bubba, you about brought a tear to my eyes making me think about how he's really just a lonely person. He really did throw everything away for that one Super Bowl in Tampa Bay and then like the roast.
Yeah, I think the roast is maybe what really made him depressed.
Yeah, because the roast like hurt his kids, and then I think all of a sudden had a lot of regret about that. And like I don't know what type of relationship him and Giselle had before then, but I can't imagine she appreciated that. Like I feel like if you had a public breakup, it's hard enough, especially with somebody that you were married to and like had kids with and like had an actual relationship with. It wasn't like some type of fake, just year or two in Hollywood. Like this was something real where they had kids together. I think it'd be tough for anybody to deal with a breakup. But then to like have it go and be a national spectacle where you let your friends and people you don't even know like make fun of me. And like, yeah, they're making fun of you, ha ha ha, but really they're making fun of us and our family. Like that would be really, really tough to get over. So like I can't imagine Tom and Giselle have a very good relationship anymore at all. So maybe he is just a lonely person, man.
What else is he cloning too?
Well, there's something to that.
You know,
too. Like,
he's an investor in this.
Yeah, and I think it's a beautiful. Like Tom Brady is maniacal. He's diabolical. Like the Alex Guerrero stuff and the way he trains and the way he diets. Like he is a very strict weirdo. Like if he was not really good at football, we'd all be like, this guy is strange.
I mean, who's to say Drake May is not a Tom Brady clone right now?
Who says he's not trying to clone himself to give himself another the new self a chance to start over?
Yeah.
And be in the NFL. I don't know if it's Drake May, but he's probably got the idea of making it himself. Tom Brady's poor children looking around like, damn, Dad wishes I was just him. Literally, I don't get my own life here.
I just think it's a slippery slope.
It's also great advertising
for this
company. Yeah, for this company that Tom Brady's invested in. Like it did put him on the map. Tom Brady talking about this because now you know about this company, and Tom Brady owns part of it or is an investor in part of it. I don't know if. I would imagine they're not like publicly traded or anything. They're just a startup, but like you get more investors now, you get some more money, you raise your profile. So it's chess, not checkers, but I don't like Tom Brady. That's what I think I've decided.
Same.
I don't think I like
I
Tom
decided
Brady.
it yesterday after I saw this news.
There was a chance where he was kind of working himself into being a good personality and likable. I think that's gone for me. I think now he's just a weirdo. Out on
Brady.
Brady.
As expensive as I thought it would be
to get it cloned. No, because I mean I've had people
saying about $50K.
Oh, okay, that's more than I thought.
I mean, if you got Tom Brady money, like $50K is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
Obviously, like for us, I'm never even thinking about that. But
well, this was on. You watched the rehearsal, didn't you?
Yeah.
Do you remember this storyline in the rehearsal?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was the couple that was not Tom Brady that had gotten their dog cloned, or at least that was trying to get their dog cloned or something with that.
I thought it was just as weird when I was watching that too.
Oh no, it was. It was very strange, and of course Nathan Fielder makes it seem strange and stranger. But I'm kind of surprised those people paid $50,000 to get this dog cloned. Like, yeah, Tom Brady, it's nothing, and it's just another step of playing God. But people, if you got the money, there's people that do the IVF, but then do the part of it where they get to pick if their baby's going to be a guy or a girl. Like you can pick the sex of your baby. If you got money, you do weird stuff sometimes. People are particular. People want what they want. I think it's all weird. I think it's dangerous to play God or whatever, but Tom Brady seems like the type of guy that is into it.
Take it with a grain of salt because it's Reddit, but someone said, has anyone here cloned their dog? And the first reply is, I have a family friend who did this, and the dog's personality was nothing like the original.
Yeah, I would say it's not going to guarantee the personalities like it, but the health stuff maybe. I would say maybe the health stuff. And for Frank, for example, for dachshunds, they have some health issues in the backs and stuff. So it would make sense for those type of dogs to make sure you're trying to give it the best chance. But I think it's weird. I think it's dumb. And in 20 years from now, when Tom Brady is openly swapping blood with teenagers and doing blood swapping, like that one weird rich guy, just remember who said it first. It's coming. Tom Brady the vampire. Just remember who had it first. But damn, Bubba's right. That's just a guy I don't want to let go. He doesn't want to age. He does all the stuff for his health to try to stop aging. And he doesn't want to let go of the past.
He's in a dark spot.
The best competitors usually are. Michael Jordan doesn't seem happy either.
Oh, right now, no. His whole life and other ventures are getting screwed over. His racing, ownership and hopes is just getting squandered by legal systems.
What is he still getting? He's still having to get screwed by NASCAR with that and all that.
Yep.
Poor Michael Jordan. What else? What other headlines you got?
Panthers released Hendon Hooker from their practice squad. Was one of 3 players from the Panthers released from the practice squad yesterday. They signed Mike White to their practice squad a few weeks ago and then signed him to the active roster when Bryce Young had been banged up a little bit. He comes back fully healed, and Hendon Hooker, the odd man out for them. So he will be looking for a new landing spot or maybe just looking for something else. I don't know if there's going to be another team that tries to kick the tires on Hendon Hooker after getting released from his second NFL team now.
Yeah, I don't know what you do if you're him. I don't think he's getting another NFL job. I don't think he's going to get the cushy life of a backup quarterback. Like, he's not going to even match what Josh Dobbs gets to do. Do you want to play football enough to go down to another league? Like, do you see him in like the USFL trying to play there? Because that seems beneath him, but maybe it's not. Maybe you do go down there and you actually play football and you show that you can play. Like, you show that you gain some confidence back. You go out there and do it. Maybe it's not the same as Johnny Manziel going to Canada. Remember when he did that? Like, when he went and played Canadian football, and it just felt like sad and depressing. And I don't think the USFL feels like that, because at least there are some good coaches down there, or at least respected coaches. It's maybe just come back to Tennessee and coach, try to get around the program. Maybe you do that. Maybe you do something completely out of football. But I do think that's kind of the end for Hendon Hooker when it comes to his NFL career.
Would you take him back on the Tennessee staff to be like Mackenzie Milton a few years ago?
Sure. Yeah, no, and I think Heupel has shown that he is completely fine with doing that. And I think we've done it for Oklahoma and UCF guys. I mean, we damn sure better well do it for Tennessee guys, and we've done it for them too. I mean, Robert Ayers was on the staff, on the defensive side, so I think Heupel would do that. I think having him back would be cool. I don't know if he has any interest in coaching, but I would 100% take him. And I think he played Josh Heupel's system really well, obviously. So any insight he could give, and any connector he could be, liaison he could be from the coaching staff to the players would be beneficial. Plus, you got to take care of your own.
Yeah.
Like Texas let Vince Young come around, stand on the sidelines for a bit and collect some money whenever he was struggling. Like, we better do it for Hendon Hooker if he wants to.
LSU has removed the interim tag from Verge Osbury. He will now become the new school's athletic director. Former LSU linebacker, has been connected with the university for more than 30 years. Now it is said that he has full authority to hire their next football coach, and has already told reporters that a search committee has been formed to get themselves the Brian Kelly replacement. So got a little bit of stability, I guess, over there at LSU, being able to get an athletic director in there now, and they will turn their full attention towards, probably the biggest hire they've made in a real long time. They can't screw this one up.
Every hire is going to feel like the biggest hire a school has made. Now, like with LSU, of course, that sounds dumb face value-wise, of like, hey, they hired Dick Saban and won a national championship. Hey, they hired Les Miles and won a national championship. Hey, they hired Ed Orgeron and won a national championship. All of those guys helped, establish the program. But I just feel like with the money involved and the landscape, you are like one bad coaching hire away from really setting yourself back. One bad coaching hire almost always becomes two, and then sometimes becomes three. It's really hard to break that cycle. It's a dangerous game. When you look at Tennessee's failures, it probably doesn't get bad, right? If you have Lane Kiffin stick around, or instead of hiring Lane Kiffin after firing Fulmer, you hire just a good, solid coach. Things probably don't get really, really gross. But then you scrambled there. And then Dooley was really the jumping off point, of course, where you just hired a coach that I believe went 4-7, 4-8 his last year at Louisiana Tech. And you're like, hey, let's hire that guy. Really, really dumb, but that's the only guy you could really get to take the job. Then, of course, you just slide, slippity slide. Florida's facing that same thing now. Like, if they hire another bad coach after Napier, they might not get back anytime soon. Like, this might be a 7, 8, 10-year thing. LSU, Brian Kelly wasn't that bad, right? Brian Kelly didn't have any losing seasons. But if they go out and get a loser here, then you just keep ticking down. A lot of pressure for them. A lot of pressure for Auburn, because they've done – Auburn's kind of what I'm talking about. They've been Tennessee.
Yeah.
They at least got a national championship to show for, at the beginning of the 2010s. But since that moment, they've been maybe a bigger train wreck than we've been as a football program. I would say they have been, right? Because at least Heupel's giving you some stability. Auburn ain't had no stability. If I'm LSU, it does feel hard to mess the hire up. Like they shouldn't. They should be the top pick. They should be able to go out and get a guy that they at least feel comfortable with. But when you combine everything with the governor and now the AD and everything, it just feels very, very dangerous for them. We'll look at the college football playoff rankings that came out yesterday. Boo. We'll get Sam's SEC power rankings. Honestly, boo.
Yeah.
I'm so sour when it comes to college sports. I'll get back into it, I think. Maybe.
For Florida?
Yeah, for Florida. But I mean, like, the sport in general. Because, like, whenever the Vols sucked in the 2010s, like, I just didn't care about college football as a whole, really. I mean, that perfectly coincided with Alabama's rise, of course. But, like, I just checked out. That's how I feel this week after Tennessee's season, ends. Like when I saw the playoff rankings last night, I was like, boring, terrible matchups. Who would watch this garbage? Gross. But we'll dive into it. Stick with us. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation. Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors. Black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive. Even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Citizens National Bank.
Kick off this football season with a CNB Plus Perks checking account. Move downfield with free online and mobile banking. And cross the goal line with extended evening hours and Saturday banking. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball to score points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear!
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
BJ writes in that the health stuff with cloning is actually usually much worse because people wait till like the end of the life before they start cloning. So then the genetic material is already breaking down
Good
You're
point.
pretty much just cloning the flaws, which
point.
means that if you're going to clone your animal, you have to be thinking about it like when they're in their prime.
And then you just have to have a clone of your dog that hasn't died yet.
That makes it sound way weirder. If you have to start thinking like 3 years in, like, I love this dog, I'm going to clone it and just wait. I don't know if you can clone them and like have them frozen or weighted like embryos or whatever, but like, hey, I'm gonna keep this.
Pull your second dog out of the freezer and thaw him out?
I don't know. I don't like it, but it makes it seem weirder, but all that checks out. You wouldn't want to clone somebody when they're like 80.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Okay. Tom Brady's a weirdo. And again, remember when he starts drinking blood. Who told you first? All right, Sam, I'll give you the option of talking about my girl Kim Caldwell or looking at the college football playoff rankings last night.
I'll go college football playoff rankings because I happened to be hitting golf balls during the Lady Vols game, and I didn't really get a chance to watch most of it.
I don't actually have much to say about it, but I was enthralled watching it.
It seemed like a great game that just was, you didn't get the outcome you wanted, but good team.
The second unit doesn't feel as strong as it did last year, but I think that's also because they just lost, Ruby Whitehorn. And I think she would have been a big help, but you still had a chance to win. I thought Kim.
That one's going to be tough this year, I think.
That technical foul was complete BS.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. And I don't know if they would have called it on a man. But I don't know if they would or wouldn't have because college officials are just bad in both sports. But like it's almost like reversed. It was like reverse sexism of saying like women can't celebrate a 3-pointer. Guys can do that all the time. Just hold the 3 up and point it at anybody.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't a gun or anything. It was just
it does kind of feel like a gun sometimes, but it like feels like a gun when the guys do it too. Because I mean, like if you hold the fingers out, they kind of look like guns, and you're kind of pointing them at people. So like it does kind of look like guns / Spider-Man shooting a web at the very least. But like it's not like a hey, I want to kill you thing. It's just like hey, I'm a shooter. Like it's not like
you're not like
you're not like taking the AJ Johnson machine gun out and spraying them. Like it's just boom, boom, I'm a shooter. You're not doing the boom, boom. It's just a point.
I think you got to separate the fingers a lot to show like, hey, it's 3, not together.
Not a gun. That's probably fair, but I imagine that's kind of where it comes from. But I don't have a problem with it. I don't think anybody takes it literal that like, hey, you're shooting me. That was a weird technical though, and it felt like a little reverse sexism.
They said she said something to the bench.
That's what they said, but
I don't know what she would have said in the short amount of time that she.
It would have just been something like boom or bang or something. But like I'm not good at reading lips, and I was trying to, and the ref was talking to Kim, but I swear she said something like I couldn't see her. I don't know what she said.
That makes it worse.
But I just heard her say something like it just seemed weird. But that was really the only take. It seemed like the Lady Vols were happy after the game, which is fine. I think it was just like one of those. It's kind of like the Duke exhibition of sorts, except this one counts. Like, hey, you're just happy to get some run out there. Not good the way Kim's team wore down the fourth quarter though. Like if you're going to be the pressing team, like you can't score 15 fourth quarter points. Like I know I keep saying one more thing about the Lady Vols and have more takes. Sorry, Sam, but like one more take about the Lady Vols is if you're going to play this style of basketball, you should be winning fourth quarters, right? I guess the whole point of playing the style of basketball. Yeah, like we're going to wear you down. The fact they got outscored 17-15 in the fourth quarter is bad. That's no good. That's completely counterproductive. If you're going to do it, you got to be the one last standing with your conditioning and being able to do it. And one more thing, I thought the officiating was just absolutely one-sided. Like it was in Greensboro. I know that's close to NC State. It's only like less than an hour, I think, away. It felt like a pro NC State officiating crew, which is kind of gross. All right, let's get to some college football against my wishes, just because I'm still mad. I'm still sad. It sucked not seeing us in the mix for these rankings.
It pissed me off even more to turn it on and have Tennessee just as the 25 team in the country, just as a pity ranked win for all the other teams that have beaten us.
It did feel that way, right?
I just wanted to be unranked.
No pride in being the only ranked team with 3 losses?
No. We don't deserve to be ranked.
You would rather be unranked, like, really? Because I did kind of appreciate that at least we still have a number by our name.
I mean, it's just like to keep some streak that we've got going, but
yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
yeah, fair enough. I guess
if we didn't have the Power T by this schedule, would we look at that and say that's a team that should be ranked 25th?
No, probably not. Probably not. The Big Ten at the top of the rankings: Ohio State, Indiana, 1 and 2. No surprise there. The next 4 are SEC teams with A&M, Bama, Georgia, and Ole Miss. BYU getting a lot of respect, I think, at 7. Setting up a huge matchup with number 8, Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon not getting a lot of love. They're down at 9.
I liked that. I liked Oregon not getting too much love because you look at that sketch. To me, it felt like I could at least follow kind of the logic of the committee yesterday, which I at least appreciated. I think that this is an Oregon team that, has played one good team this year and they've lost to them and it was at home. And, we thought that Penn State was going to be some good win, but with the way that their season is unraveled, 6-point win in overtime against them doesn't even look all that impressive right now.
The highest ranked 2-loss team, the Independent Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. I think we'd all had a problem with that if we told us that after the first couple of weeks, but do you have a problem as we get here in November seeing them as number 10 and the highest ranked 2-loss team?
A little bit. I mean, like I think you could make a case for Miami just being right there if you're going to say that, because Miami's beaten Notre Dame head-to-head. They both have 2 losses.
Okay.
Notre Dame, to me, doesn't have all that great of a win. I know that the losses for Miami aren't that great, but
they beat USC, and that's pretty much it.
To me, Notre Dame is just kind of being propped up on 2 good losses, kind of.
Yep, 2 good losses and beating a USC team that we don't know if is any good. Now, I do think they have 2 good losses. I do think a 3-point season opener on the road and a 1-point loss to number 3 A&M. I do think those are probably the 2 best losses, but yeah, like they're getting that treatment for sure. Texas, Oklahoma, Utah, Virginia, Louisville round out the top 15. Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech, Miami, USC, and Iowa round out the top 20. Any of those teams in the teens stand out to you? Because it felt like Vandy not getting a lot of respect at number 16. I thought that was noteworthy, especially when you look and see that they don't really have a resume down the stretch, like too many resume building wins. They play Auburn and Kentucky at home and at Tennessee, which I think at Tennessee will get them some respect as long as Tennessee beats Florida. But like if it's a 7-4 Tennessee that gets knocked down to 7-5, I don't know if that'll be enough for Vandy. So I was surprised seeing them down at 16.
Yeah, I was a little surprised about Vandy too. To me, that kind of tells me that they view even like a 10-2 Vandy as a team that's going to need some help from another conference to be able to kind of sneak in.
Seems that way for sure. Doesn't say that they have a lot of respect for LSU. Says that they are not prioritizing where teams are ranked when they play them because, South Carolina was number 11 whenever they went into Columbia and smacked them.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that philosophical debate about does a team, what they do the rest of the season matter to you more than where a team is at the time? How do you juggle that? Because I think you should get some credit for going into South Carolina whenever it was raucous, whenever it was rocking and they had hope before we knew they sucked. Now, do I think it should be treated as winning and actually beating a top 11 team? No. But I don't think it's a throwaway. And maybe it's some Tennessee bias, but last year it made me mad. Like, we got completely no respect for going into Oklahoma and winning a primetime game before they, quit. Same for NC State. I do think if South Carolina beat Vanderbilt in that game, their season might go a little differently. I do buy into the psyche behind that. I do think last year if NC State didn't have 50 points hung on them and Grayson McCall didn't get broken down, they might have been a little better last year. I think if Oklahoma didn't get embarrassed and shut down to the point where Jackson Arnold got benched, maybe they have a little bit better of a season.
This kind of ties into your expectations and how you got to change them a little bit.
Sure.
Argument, because, yeah, you're right. South Carolina, 3 games into the season was viewed as a team that a lot of people thought was going to be a playoff contender. And Lenora Sellers was a Heisman contender at the time and stuff like that. And
is that the worst take of the preseason?
Maybe. It did just seem like South Carolina was easy to see through.
Well, I blew it by picking them in my playoff draft, but I was just trying to drive the price up.
Was that like your last team you picked, though?
No, Tennessee was the last team I picked. I think I might go 0 for 5.
Actually?
I think I'm going 0 for 5 on my playoff teams. I don't think I'm getting any of them right because Tennessee ain't going to be there. Clemson damn sure ain't going to be there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I'm cooked. But I feel like that might be one of the worst takes of the preseason. But they did have some expectations. So I kind of do feel bad for Vanderbilt in that regard. If you're Virginia and you're Louisville and you're not getting any love down there at 14 and 15, despite being just a one-loss team, do you have a leg to stand on? And do you feel like they should be a little bit higher, at least like higher than like a 2-loss Utah team or Oklahoma, or are you fine with where they're at in the ACC?
I feel like I'm fine with where they're at. I just think the ACC is a one-bid league with the way that they kind of ate themselves up this past weekend. I think for them, maybe the only hope would be that one of those teams, Virginia or Louisville, just kind of stays at this pace that they're at, and like Georgia Tech wins out in the season but doesn't make it to the ACC championship. Like they find a way to beat Georgia at the end of the season. To me, that's the only way that the ACC can find themselves getting two teams in.
So just like hoping that, Virginia and Louisville make the ACC championship because Virginia beat Louisville. They'd have the tiebreaker. You let them go in there. And then, maybe, like you said, maybe Georgia Tech beats Georgia and gets that huge boost and doesn't have to take a loss. That's a good idea. And that does feel like the only way the ACC is getting it, because the highest ranked ACC team, 14th, not getting any respect there. For comparison's sake, the Big 12 had 3 teams ranked higher than that. BYU, Texas Tech in the top 10. Utah, number 13. It does make me think, though, Sam, last night that BYU and Texas Tech might have a chance of both getting in.
Yeah, no, I think the Big 12 is probably going to be a 2-bid league.
We'll see what happens with BYU and Texas Tech this weekend. Have you seen a point spread on that game? I know it's at Texas Tech. I imagine Texas Tech is favored. I would guess around a touchdown, but I haven't actually seen one. Bubba, Zach, have either one of you seen a spread on BYU, Texas Tech? Because, it would behoove the league if Texas Tech won that game.
ESPN bet says this is a 10.5 point spread in Texas Tech's favor. But I need to confirm that.
That wouldn't surprise me, but I would have had it like 7.5. But I'm looking right now on VIP Play. Use the promo code FANRUN, and they have 10.5 Texas Tech. So BYU's a little fraudulent when it comes to the metrics and everything, but they keep winning. Now, I don't know if they can survive a blowout loss this weekend and still not drop too far in the rankings. But if they go out there and have a good showing against Texas Tech, they'd have a chance.
But Texas Tech is without their quarterback, aren't they, now?
They might be getting their starter back.
Yeah, their backup's out for the year, but Baron Morton's just playing hurt now, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they basically told him, hey, man, time to suck it up. We're paying you all this money. We're trying to buy a damn playoff appearance. Get out here.
Also, to reference the TalkSports pick'em, I currently have 4 of my picks in there. Sam has 3.
What'd Cody have?
I think Cody has 2.
And did you confirm that I have 0?
I did not.
Do you have mine pulled up in front of you?
Yeah, you have Texas, Clemson, Boise, South Carolina, and the Vols.
What a terrible draft that
Maybe
was.
Texas.
Cody has Notre Dame. Cody has 1, Notre Dame, LSU, Penn State, Miami, and Arizona State.
Okay, so maybe Notre Dame.
Sam had Indiana, Alabama, Illinois, UGA, and Utah. Then I had Ohio State, Ole Miss, Oregon, Texas Tech, and SMU.
Look at this guy. Look at Big Brain Bubba. How about it? Look at him smiling over there.
No wonder he wrote it down. No wonder I deleted it.
P team just murdered that draft back there.
0 for 5. After I did so good at it last year.
We might predict 9 of the 12 teams in the playoff, Bubba, between us.
That's pretty good, too, especially because you weren't even doing like a prediction. You were doing like a draft.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't even get the chance to buy, to have some of these teams. That's pretty impressive. The Texas Tech take was great. Sam, you had Indiana, right?
Yeah, I got Indiana for like $1 or $2 at the end.
Yeah, that's the best value. That's a good draft. South Carolina and Boise State. What the hell am I doing? Why'd you take Indiana? Did you? Because I don't remember a lot of buzz about them in the preseason. Like they weren't getting a lot of preseason love.
I did hear a lot of good. I mean, I liked Mendoza last year at Cal a lot, and I thought, they were watching that playoff game against Notre Dame. I thought it was. I mean, Curtis Rourke was playing with an injury, so maybe that was a big factor as well. But I thought that was a team that kind of had the makings of it, but was still just a few key elements away. Had some guys in the transfer portal, obviously, and I don't know. I mean, that was just like a flyer pick. I wasn't gonna act like I was super confident.
I just didn't know if you were high. Yeah, I just didn't know if you were high on them because it felt, Tennessee, SMU, and Indiana kind of didn't get the respect in the preseason. Now SMU and Tennessee, maybe they didn't deserve it, but Indiana did.
I think some of my logic, too, was I wasn't really sold on that Penn State team, and I thought it would be like Ohio State, Oregon, and then battling. That's why I took Illinois, too, battling it out for Indiana and Illinois.
The odds makers have kind of bent the knee to Indiana. I know that we've talked about them, and some people have doubted their actual legitimacy as a contender, but they have the second best odds right now. Ohio State at plus 220, which is crazy. Indiana at plus 460, Alabama at plus 750, A&M at 9-1, Notre Dame 11-1, Oregon 11-1, Georgia at 14-1, Texas Tech 18, Ole Miss 20, Texas 30, Oklahoma 55. Any of those values stand out, or is it just like, hey, take Ohio State at plus 220? And
yeah, I would take Ohio State versus the field right now.
Yeah, I think that's
that offense is getting better by the week, and their defense is still just nasty.
What a glow up for Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
I remember laughing when they hired him because his reputation had been so ruined in the NFL. But hey, it turns out if you just have a whole bunch of 5-stars out there, you could coach pretty good defense. Turns out the NFL coaches may be a little bit tougher to scheme against when you have equal rosters than it is to be at Ohio State with better rosters against college coaches.
I feel like Matt Patricia just locks himself into like a closet with just film on and like a coffee and his pencil, and he just grinds tape for 20 out of 24 hours basically in the day.
Maybe he is just a football freak. Maybe he's found his lane. Just, hey, I'll just be the defensive coordinator at Ohio State for a long time and make a couple $1 million, and we'll keep this thing rolling. Bubba, Zach, did any of those odds stand out to you? Sam says give him Ohio State plus 220.
Not really.
Not really?
No.
It does feel like it's their title to lose. Alabama at plus 750, Georgia at plus 1,400. Do you like either one of those?
Maybe Alabama. I don't like Georgia. I don't feel like they
don't feel championship level,
team,
right? Yeah.
For the vibes, I'd take A&M.
Just to have somebody to root for that you don't necessarily hate.
I mean, I hate them.
Just value-wise?
Yeah.
What were they, 9-1?
9-1, yeah. They have the fourth best odds.
I guess if we're going the feel-good route, I'd take Indiana.
Ole Miss at 20-1. Let's go Kiffin. I want him to I want it to leak that he wants to leave, but they just keep winning, so he can't go anywhere. That's what I want to happen. Because you can't leave a playoff team, Lane. He wants to be at LSU, but the team just keeps winning, so he's stuck.
And then his whole way of recruiting is through the portal, and it'll be kind of after the portal.
There's that factor too. Which spin zone for Tennessee.
Head start
in the portal. You can start kind of figuring this stuff out. Maybe a bad thing for Tennessee, though, is that your players are thinking the same thing. Who's after you're eliminated from the playoffs, you might look around and say, hey, what's our future? How much money are we going to get here? Highest bidder. Tony Vitello talked about that a little bit yesterday. I don't know if you listened to that podcast, but I did. We'll dive into some of his takeaways and stick in college sports right here on Fan Run Radio.
Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football.
Hear, hear! To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball to score points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense. Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey.
Hear, hear!
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Whether it's a routine cleaning, whitening for that big event, or fixing a nagging toothache, our gentle team is here for you. With flexible hours, family-friendly care, and the latest technology, Knoxville Smiles makes every visit stress-free. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Call Knoxville Smiles today at 865-539-1776 or book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Friday Night Lights are back, and that means so is the SM Athletics Friday Night Scoreboard Show. Join me, Tim Hill, a.k.a. Vols Tim 85, and my crew every Friday night starting at 9:30 p.m. Live action, live calls, and all of the biggest talking points in East Tennessee high school football. It's the Friday Night Scoreboard Show presented by SM Athletics right here on Fan Run Radio, 1340 AM, the free Fan Run app, and streaming live on YouTube on Fan Run TV.
Before I get to Tony Vitello's comments, Sam says he's got a little breaking news for us.
Wisconsin Badgers are frauds. They fall down in the beer sales list after some more little in-depth reporting from Matt Brown.
Wow.
Tennessee, number 2 in the country, now only behind Nebraska.
Wisconsin Craters, they fall all the way to like number 8 on the list. They can't even break $1 million.
Those guys can't drink.
80,000 units? Gross. Yuck.
Did he say why or what happened?
He just said the data was wrong. I don't know. It's Tennessee at number 7, or Tennessee number 2, 107, 473 units sold for $1.6 million. But it's weird seeing LSU at 134,000 and Tennessee at 107,000. Yet Tennessee making more money than them. I'm trying to think back to LSU. Did you go?
I did, yeah.
Were you old enough to drink at that time?
Yeah.
Did you drink?
Yeah.
Do you remember if they had the big ones or small ones? Because I kind of feel like I remember them having small ones.
They had small ones. They had like the tall skinnies.
Okay. So
Yeah.
not the same amount of units, I guess, or liters or liquid or whatever, volume.
And I'm pretty sure like they only sold Bud Light there. They didn't have like multiple beer types. Like they had LSU branded Bud Lights.
I can't remember drinking there. I'm sure I did. but I can't really remember it. I wouldn't have drank it if it was Bud Light. I'm a seltzer man. But for some reason, I was remembering them doing, where we do the jumbo 24 ounces, I remember them doing like maybe 16 ounces.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
So they've sold more, but maybe, by the conversion rate, we've drank more, which, good for us. Let's go Vols. Shout out. Did you watch any of the Tony Vitello interview with Bustin' with the Boys?
Didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. That's a good thing for me to do later this afternoon, probably.
I don't know if I would recommend it. It was very weird watching it.
Really?
Tony would catch himself saying we, but then he'd be like, Tennessee. He's like, I'm not there anymore.
That hurts.
I don't know if he was trying to kind of start distancing himself from the university, if that's out of respect to Elander, or if that's like out of respect to the Giants, or if he's just trying to train himself. I don't know, but like it did. I didn't notice a couple of times him talking about not being there anymore, being gone. He said that over the last couple of years, teams have reached out to him in the MLB. He said this was not a new thing for him. It was something that didn't come out of nowhere. He said, over the last couple of years, there's been some interest from other ball clubs. He wouldn't name them, but said there's been some interest. So at least they got the wheel spinning. Something that caught me by surprise is I think we kind of thought the relationship sprouted because of Drew Gilbert. It wasn't. He said the relationship with the Giants sprouted because they called him about Gavin Keelan.
Huh.
Which now I got to say that Gavin Keelan transfer to Tennessee was a net negative. We didn't win anything big last year. Just a regional.
He took our coach.
No SEC championships, but said that basically they called to vet Gavin Keelan, and I guess just struck it up talking ball and developed a relationship there, which I thought was interesting.
That is interesting. That would not be on my radar of reasons why he went to San Francisco.
I feel like, he's had that budding relationship the last couple of years with Major League Baseball in the draft and sitting on the podium or up there, I guess, with rubbing shoulders with Harold Reynolds and all those guys. So I could see where that would be a point of entry.
He did go out of his way to talk about how this wasn't like some lifelong dream of his, but like he kind of said it wasn't a dream of his because he didn't think it was attainable. So like it kind of made me think that it would be a pipe dream, but just like how somehow, like, I'm not going to sit around and say, oh man, I wish I was the head coach of the Lakers, because I don't think I'm ever going to be the head coach of the Lakers. Oh, I wish I was the GM of the Titans. Like, that's not going to happen. So he's saying like, hey, I'd always thought that you are only able to coach at the level you play at. So he's like, I went to Missouri and walked on knowing I wasn't really going to play, but because I wanted to be a D1 baseball coach. And like, it gave me credibility being on a team, even as a walk-on, to get me at that level where I then could become a coach. But he said, I never thought Major League Baseball would be a possibility, but once that door kind of opened, he ultimately said kind of what we all knew, was just like, it's one of those things that you would regret it if you don't take the job and don't take the chance. And how would I be as a coach, as a competitor, if I tell my players all the time to challenge themselves and to like do things and get uncomfortable, if I wouldn't be willing to do that myself? Of course, he talked about the timeline. Not to spoil this whole podcast for you, Sam. Maybe save you some time and heartache. But he just said, like, hey, whenever that stuff came out Saturday, it was not done by any means at all. Said it hadn't even like really gotten far down the road at all. Did kind of say it almost made him want to stay at Tennessee as a bleep you to everybody, which I thought was interesting. Because like as a competitor, you want to bow up and prove people wrong. And I wanted to kind of tell them like, hey, I didn't have this job and I'm not taking this job. Bleep you guys, bleep the reporters and everything. But ironically enough, Sam, he said it leaking out actually made the decision ultimately easier because it gave him a chance to like have to talk to the players and the coaches to kind of be like, hey guys, this is out there. We're talking, but like nothing's done. And he said that actually led to players and coaches all telling him like, hey coach, we got your back. Do what you got to do. And he said that ultimately made the decision much easier knowing that like they had his back. I don't know if it was shady, but he's like, I was trying to kind of, have these conversations and not let them leak out. And I hadn't even talked to my assistants about it because you don't want to affect them or recruiting. He's like, you don't want it to be a distraction, which I don't know if that's shady or kind of lines up with everything he was saying about it being an open door conversation or whatever. But the Saturday report, he's like, I was getting ready to get on a plane and go down to Tennessee or go down to the Tennessee-Alabama game with a donor. He's like, but once that happened, I just kind of hold myself up in the room. I didn't want to be out doing anything. But then said, yeah, ultimately it led to the players being able to tell him that they give him his blessing, and that made the decision easier.
Players shouldn't have given him the blessing.
Can't
leave, coach.
Maybe they're all happier with Elander. I don't know. I don't know who the players. I don't know who the players would side with. I would imagine they want both to be there. But like, look, child of divorce, you're gonna have both in your life or whatever. You'd prefer they stay together, but you have their one that you're like, oh, you know what? I'll stay here. Here's where I want to live. Maybe they all have somebody in the locker room. They're like, hey, you know what? Actually, Elander's a cool dad. We kind of want to stay with him. He's the nurturing mom. We'll stay with him. I don't know.
I did hear the clip about how Gabe Kapler is he told Tony congratulations or whatever, the former Giants manager, and he was like he had a good time in the city, so he gave me some recommendations.
Yeah, and he just said like they kind of a brotherhood or whatever, just real opening, and kind of what he talked about with me in this thing about just the coaches and the SEC aren't necessarily chummy all the time. A little bit different in Major League. I don't think you're having to recruit against each other the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Not as many hard feelings or whatever.
You think to make it easier for the players, Tony's like, hey, I got a couple of y'all on my radar now. I got connections here.
He did go out of his way to talk about how talented Tennessee still is and how he's still rooting for them because of he didn't say us, which kind of hurt. But he's like, yeah, I'm still rooting for those guys. There's still a lot of people in there that's going to be good for the next couple of years. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears I poured into that recruiting class is what he said. So, I do think the Giants have already shown that they like Tennessee players, Bubba. I think MLB in general has shown they like Tennessee players. I don't think any of us really thought Vitello was, vital to the development of those guys, right? Like we all kind of thought of him as a CEO figurehead, good recruiter, great with media, but like the guys that all developed those guys, I think we're all hoping that are still on campus over there with Elander and Q and Frank Anderson and everything. So I'd imagine Tennessee's pipeline to the MLB will still be wide open. But Zach, I do think your point about him rubbing shoulders on draft night being an entry point, I do think when you hear what he said about, only being able to coach at the level that you played at, I do think that is a way to at least get somewhat in the clubhouse, get somewhat in the system.
Yeah, I thought he had a great answer too. I mean, because they asked him that in his press conference. They're like, hey, like, you didn't even play in the minor leagues. Like, what's the justification? And he's like, well, and he gave I don't remember exactly what he said, but he gave a good answer for it.
It's not like you're hiring Condoleezza Rice. You know what I mean? Like the Browns said, like, hey, we're going to interview Condoleezza Rice. And you're like, wait a second, what? Like, that's okay if you question her credentials as a coach. Like, Tony Vitello's been around baseball his whole life. So, like, saying he's not been in the minor leagues is kind of dumb, I think. Now, I'm not a major league player, so maybe there is some pride of being in the minors and grinding your way up or whatever. But it's not like he came in, like I said, from the damn White House or from a sport that he's unfamiliar with. He's been around baseball his whole life. I got to say, though, it was a weird feeling, though, Sam. I think I'm closing the book on Tony.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I'm closing the book. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just down in the dumps this week. But like I don't know if my affinity for him is going to carry over to the Giants. I don't know if I'm going to actually like follow and keep up with the Giants or anything. Not calling him a rat like you did.
Kind of sounded a little ratty what he was doing there, not wanting those rumors to leak until he had to tell the team.
You can make that case, and I won't disagree there. But I also kind of understand like, hey, you don't leak it before it actually happens. There's no reason in upsetting people before something actually gets down the road. But like, yeah, it didn't scream the whole family thing whenever he's like, yeah, my assistant coaches didn't even know. I don't know, but like it just felt weird, and I still like had a positive vibe watching it. Don't get me wrong, but love is gone. Maybe he's out of the house. It's over. It's time to.
Do you maybe feel like he's moved on like quicker than you thought he would?
I don't know if he has or not because he was at the game on Saturday. You know what I mean? And he talked about that, like being in the box and watching, one eye on the game, one eye on Game 7 of the World Series. So I don't know if he's moved on or not. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's like PR stuff and like, hey, I need to remember it's not we anymore. We as the Giants, out of respect to them. I don't know. He's still around. Maybe he's just trying to be a cool guy for the Bussin' with the boys. I don't know. I still look at that picture up there on the wall. There's Christian Moore celebrating, and there's Tony just holding up the trophy.
I can't see it from my angle. You're just staring at it all the time, aren't you?
I really am. I really have started looking over there all the time. I don't know if I just don't want to look directly into the camera or I just find myself looking over there at our wall decoration. But
what would you like to put up there?
I see Tony. Picture of Amy Adams shrunk.
Why would you want it? Why would you want that?
So we could start throwing darts at it.
Okay. I like that plan. Then.
Yeah. I want a picture of like John Mateer. Did you see the video of us asking him for his towel?
Yeah, I hate that. Every part of it. I hate it.
That made me feel really gross. I think it was William Satterwhite asking John Mateer for his towel after the game.
One of our players was to hold his towel for him?
Do you have a competitive bone in your
get
body?
Get this guy off my team.
I'm not saying you can't go up and dap players up or like, I'm not saying you have to cry or run off, but like,
hey, can I get your towel?
To be smiling and ask, hey, let me get that towel. Like that.
I'd be wanting to skirt up with that dude in an alley after, 2 a.m.
Go ask one of the defensive linemen that whipped our ass. Don't ask John Mateer. He ain't no damn superstar. He didn't do anything. You're not asking for like the future number 1 overall picks towel.
And Georgia was doing it too with DJ Lagway.
Well, they're recruiting him.
Right. Yeah.
Florida's risen up DJ Lagway so they'll enter the portal and come quarterback for him next year. Our guy was just like, can I have your towel, Mr. Mateer? I didn't like that at all. I do wonder about our competitive spirit with this damn program.
Yeah, I mean, that makes you question it.
We could talk about that in hour 3. It's Talk Sports on Fan Run Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court-martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. 4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
Hey, football fans, this is Stats.
And this is the Sheik. And together we are the Cover Boys, and we cover college football like no one else.
Each week, we preview all the big games in college football, and we may not tell you who's going to win, but we'll tell you who's going to cover.
Our patented right sides are clicking at 66% against the spread all time.
So join us right here every Friday evening at 8 for the Cover Boys on the official voice of Tennessee fans, Fan Run Radio.
And enjoy the winners, everyone.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Let's do another batch of news. Take a look around the world. Let's trot around the globe, see what else we can find outside of our little bubble. What you got, Sam?
Well, maybe the gambling rings are extending further than basketball, as the UFC met with the FBI after suspicious betting in one of their featherweight bouts between Isaac Dolgarian and Yadier Del Valle. Dolgarian was a minus 250 betting favorite and then lost by first round submission. Multiple sports books told ESPN that large bets came in on Del Valle ahead of the fight. Caesar Sportsbook later posted that it would refund bets on Dolgarian.
Whoa, what? They said they're refunding them? Why?
I guess because they said that there was just too much unusual action going on in the fight.
Like was it blatant?
I didn't watch it, but basically
because that feels like a new thing where they're like, hey, we're flagging this, but also the sports books are like, hey, we're just going to give you your money back because this didn't feel right.
It does feel weird, right?
It's not like, hey, like anybody that bet on Terry Rozier's overs those nights that he checked out of the game, they didn't give us any money back, but like this one, within hours, they're just like, hey, you know what? That felt fishy. Now, maybe there wasn't a lot of money, a lot of handle on this. Zach, do you watch UFC? Do you know this? Like, are these guys like big names or anything?
This was in the fight night, so I'd imagine it's not a very big one.
It was not a main card.
And not one of the main people on fight night either, right? Just, okay. So I can't imagine there's too much money being on it, so maybe it's an easy goodwill thing. Like, we'll give you a bonus bet back. Never mind. But I'd like to see, like, if it was suspicious the way it looked. Like, hey, it's just a simple choke and you immediately tap out. Like,
Dana White says the fight plays out, first round finish. Literally the first thing we did was call the FBI, and I met with them twice on Tuesday.
Also, Dana White also thinks something's fishy with just the way the fight looked.
Yeah.
So they
had a few years ago, there was a cornerman who got suspended because he was apparently betting on he was betting against one of his guys basically that was like fighting with an injury or something like that. So this isn't the first time that this has necessarily happened in the UFC, allegedly.
Now, it's so weird. You see just random Twitter accounts, and I don't know who's legit and who's not. But this guy's followed by Pablo Torre, so I imagine he's got
That's the most trusted journalist we got these
days.
Right,
and he has a MMA account, Fight Biz, and sometimes media like is his bio. So like he does this for UFC. And he tweeted on November 1st, which was last Saturday. Okay, so this must be when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Very important tidbit here. The FBI notified the UFC of the abnormal action and line movement and gave them hours to pull the fight.
Wow.
They chose to continue and from my perspective are now complicit in fixing a fight. That's on Saturday at 10:30.
Interesting.
So it must have been really, really bad. And the UFC was already notified that, like, hey, these guys might be on the take. And then they came out and made it look bad. Which, say what you want about wrestling, Sam, Bubba, but at least when we predetermine fights, they put on a good show and make it look good. They make you think both sides have a chance to win. Whenever every fight in WWE is fixed, Sam, and they put on at least a convincing performance.
Yeah.
So I just watched this. That's how kind of quick it all went down. So he gets him in a rear naked choke.
That's what I'm picturing in my head. Yeah, just gets his back.
And they're in it for a while.
Okay.
They're wallering around. The guy that's getting choked throws a couple punches, and then all of a sudden taps out.
Just taps. Is it locked in?
He's got it, but to go from like I'm good, I'm playing, I'm defensive.
You get tired sometimes.
Yeah, but
to me, like in my head when I'm reading this, so I was picturing an immediate tap. So the fact you're telling me he struggles at least for a little bit. Like when you say a little bit, how long are we talking? Like 10 seconds, 30 seconds?
The video is 4 minutes long. He gets him in a choke around the 2-minute mark.
Okay.
And then he is tapped by 3:20. So about a minute.
Okay. Well,
does he look like he's like struggling real bad to get out type of thing? Or is he just kind of sitting there?
Send me the video if you don't care.
I will.
That same person, Sam, Harry Mack, says.
The rapper?
That's Toby Mac.
Harry Mack's some like freestyle rapper.
This guy, he doesn't have that in his bio. He just says, he does say general buffoonery. So like MMA and general buffoonery is his bio. But he quote tweeted his own tweet and said, federal regulators have flagged over 100 UFC fights this year for abnormal betting patterns, including 2 additional fighters on last night's card. It's about to get very ugly. Still working to confirm, but it sounds like the feds are moving to audit Herzog's fights. I guess Herzog is
he's a referee.
Yeah,
okay.
Jason Herzog. So imagine trying to protect your health because, if you get caught in a choke, either snap, tap, or crap, you protect your health, and then now they accuse you.
Oh, is that snap, crap, or tap? All right, so break your arm, poop yourself. Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Or you give up. I like
but
that.
You're trying to protect your health, and then they accuse you of throwing your fights. That's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, but when you see that much line movement prior, and then you come out and get
I think people just know ball. If you look at the stats, like, this DeVal guy, he throws, 4.93 significant strikes, and he only receives like 2.8. Like, he's throwing more than he's getting. So I'd, put more incline on him, where the other guy's throwing 6, but he's also getting 6 back.
Okay, so you're getting that deep into like the undercard of a UFC
absolutely.
Okay, all right. Hey.
Well, I will say they say the best bettors focus on the stuff that's not as popular, because that's not as mapped out and studied, and there's a little bit more movement here. As a UFC novice, this looks like a good choke. For 30 seconds, he's got his legs wrapped around his waist and the choke in.
But he gets out of it, though. He gets out of it a little bit.
It doesn't look like he's out of it to me when he's on his side. I don't know.
Well, he gets out of it, and then he locks it back in. Actually, that's a camera cut. Never mind.
Did you make some money on Mackenzie Dern, Bubba? I know you like doing that parlay.
Absolutely, brother.
They need, while they're at it, they need to go back and check a random fight night in like November of 2020, because that's the last time I really cared about UFC. Because I swear on everything that night was fixed, and everybody on the internet was talking about how bad the officiating was. That wasn't the fighters fixing it. That was damn Dana White and the judges.
What fight was it?
There was like 5 of them that night, and I was on the wrong side of all 5 of them. And I swear, every time the judges went and like the announcers were like, yeah, I think so-and-so's got it, and their corner's feeling good, and then the judges would announce, and the other guy would raise his hand, and I'd be like, what the hell is happening here?
I can't remember the specific fights, but I do remember watching that with my buddies, and everyone was like...
Was it the Adesanya fight?
I don't think it was a pay-per-view. I remember it being just a fight night, like on Fight Island or something on one Saturday night. And I swear it was like 5 fights in a row that I was on the wrong side of, that I felt like I won every one of them.
Because there was like 2020, 2021, Israel Adesanya had a main event fight that everybody thought he lost. And then they came out and it's like, still.
Is that the one where he's stomping on his foot the whole time? Or
I don't
is he the
remember.
guy that was just foot stomping for a while? But, I mean, UFC and tennis, those are just solo sports. Easy to fix. You ain't got to worry about your teammates or nothing. Knowing that got flagged, I think makes it look a little suspicious. But if I was watching that fight and didn't know and just saw that 60-second clip I saw, and I don't know how he got in the choke, I don't know what happened before then, I don't think it would have really raised any red flags to me. But I am a very uneducated MMA guy.
Speaking of tennis, women's world number 1, Ariana Sabalenka, will be playing men's world number 652, Nick Kyrgios, in a tennis match labeled as the 4th Battle of the Sexes in the sport's history, being organized by Evolve, the agency that represents both of those athletes. Will be taking place December 28th at Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai.
Now, Kyrgios feels like the type of guy that's going to rub her nose in this.
Yeah, I think he's a real competitive kind of...
He's also just a troll.
Yeah.
But, like, the fact that it's the same agency putting it on, like, you would think they'd be like, hey, women's tennis players make a lot of money. Like, this isn't like the NBA versus WNBA. Like, they're kind of equals when it comes to pay. Some tournaments, they make more money. I don't know if going out and embarrassing the number 1 player in the world would be good for business.
They're trying to even the playing field. It seems like Kyrgios is only getting 1 serve, and he also is... hitting it into like a smaller court. I believe Sabalenka is able to play on like the doubles court, basically.
Okay.
And then he only gets 1 serve as well.
Okay. All right.
But then apparently Kyrgios said even with those rules, he's going to win 6-2 without trying.
I mean, they're just playing 1 set. Well, maybe saying he's going to win 6-2. It makes me think they're only playing 1 set.
Yeah.
But if they at least change the rules, I'll buy it being at least more of a competitive fight. They couldn't really do what they did with Billie Jean King back in the day, like where they kind of just fixed it. And it's just like, hey, like, haha, this is a battle of the sexes, but like the guy's going to kind of joke around and they're going to let the woman win. Like, Kyrgios doesn't seem like the type of guy that would go for that either as a troll.
I mean, Sabalenka's already got the disadvantage by being, having to cover up her ankles and stuff over there.
It's going to be harder to move for her. That is true. It's going to be harder to move. But if you tell me he only gets 1 serve, like, I don't know. If you only get 1 before it's a fault, you can't really go for your big serve consistently.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
So maybe she could be able to control what is his second serve if he just hits second serves every time. But he's still going to overpower.
It's crazy how fast these guys serve it. Said his fastest recorded serve is 143 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine Sabalenka's anywhere close to that, right? I mean,
124 is her fastest.
Okay. I was going to say, I feel like she'd probably max out at like 107 or so is what I was going to say, but 121's pretty damn fast too. But I think that extra 20 miles an hour between 120 and 140 is astronomical.
Yep. Live Golf making some adjustments. They are finally adopting a 72-hole format for all events, moving from their previous 54-hole event to a more traditional 72-hole format for their 2026 season. Said that they wanted to kind of move more in line with, regular PGA Tour events, regular golf events, to be able to, I think, kind of try and get into better standing with the official world golf rankings and that point system and everything. So they are making a much needed move, I think. I think this is a big step for them in terms of just trying to get a little bit more legitimacy with and just getting better standing, I think, with people around golf, because everyone, there's a big holdup on those live events, not really counting for points and world golf ranking and stuff. And that's made Ryder Cups a little bit harder to do and everything like that. So I think this might even it out just a little bit.
Sam, I have a question for you on that. Do you feel like this is kind of pushing more towards a merger eventually?
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like we talk about the merger. We've talked about the merger
We have.
25 times and it's never really gotten anywhere. you see all like the financial numbers come out of how much money Live Golf just doesn't make. I don't think the PGA Tour wants to just kind of give them a life raft after all those players
after all of
left for that, left to go to Live Golf.
Anything else?
Spurs getting a new arena.
The Spurs are getting a new arena?
Yeah. Texas voters passed a measure that will enable the team to develop and build a new $1.3 billion arena in downtown San Antonio.
Not that I think they were in any danger, but like I have seen the conversation now start where the NBA is like, hey, we are getting to Seattle and Las Vegas one way or the other. We thought it was going to be expansion. We thought we were just going to, get 2 new teams to make it 32 teams. But if that doesn't happen, relocation is now on the table. I saw that conversation start popping up. And like, hey, New Orleans, hey, Memphis, you're small markets, but also like your deal with your arena is coming to an end. Like your lease is expiring. You don't have your own stadium, your own arena, I should say. You might get moved unless you do that. And it's a way to like kind of hold the city hostage and try to make them do something with either new arenas or with the lease and whatever. But San Antonio said, hey, we ain't going to mess with that. New stadium. We got Wemby. We got a lot of history, a lot of championships. Los Spurs. Vamos. We'll give you a new arena. All good. Memphis and New Orleans, on the other hand, I don't know if they can necessarily play chicken. They need to kind of figure out what they're going to do because, it's been talked about Memphis if that expires. Oh, would they move to Nashville and just try to be the whole state of Tennessee? And I don't know if that would necessarily work. I hadn't really considered them just moving out of Tennessee altogether and being somewhere that they try to send them to Las Vegas or Seattle. But that conversation did pop up this week, which then made the media's attack on Ja Morant and like the talking points on Ja Morant feel a little bit grosser. It is weird if you're like, hey, the NBA is trying to get the Grizzlies out of Memphis. What's the easiest way to do that? Well, let's get rid of Ja Morant. Then all of a sudden, it's a lot easier to move them. That made it feel a lot grosser when you have ESPN's main guy talking about, trade rumors and stuff. It did open up my third eye, Bubba. Stay woke. Stay aware of what's happening.
Third eye blind.
No, not me. Third eye open. Not blind. Open to what's going on. They're trying to run Ja out of Memphis so they can move the Grizzlies out of town. Damn.
Ja ain't leaving Memphis.
But if the whole Grizzlies leave, he ain't got a chance. He ain't got a choice. He's just got to do it.
You don't think he'd ask to be traded before that happened?
He's going to get traded by like next offseason.
Don't get William mad. You're just beating up on the small team market, John.
Well, no. See, William acknowledged yesterday. He tried to argue about it. And I was like, so wait, you don't think he's going to get traded within I said 18 months. He's like, oh, well, yeah, maybe 18 months. Just not this season. Maybe in the offseason, which is all I'm saying. I don't think Ja's long for the Grizzlies 2 years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Trading a star in the season. Although if you listen to the ESPN guy, he was on there talking and said there's no market for him. Nobody even wants him.
Shame.
Which is crazy. Okay, Bubba, send us a break. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans, this is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess, but isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced. Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit matlocktireservice.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Overrated. Very overrated.
It's overrated.
Overrated, my friend.
Overrated. I'm going to tell you why.
I think that's a solid rated right there. It's perfect rated.
He underrated, man. He got some swag. He has some real swag.
Lobsters are underrated. They don't die.
It's a bye week, but we don't say bye to overrated, underrated. That's right. We're going somewhere with this week. There's no matching themes or anything like that, so apologies, gentlemen. It's just a scattered thoughts, a nightmare of sorts. But nonetheless, let's get this one started off hot. So for this week's overrated, underrated first topic, we've got the iron lung machines for polio victims. Is that overrated or underrated?
Ask Neil Young.
What is the topic here, Bubba? The iron lung for people with polio?
Yes.
Well, I got to say it's underrated. It kept a lot of people alive, right? I mean, I don't really know what the iron lung is, but I feel like it was necessary. Let me Google it. Let me see if I even know what an iron lung looks like. Iron, because I got an idea in my head. Iron lung.
I want to know how you got to this, Bubba.
Oh, no. That is not what I pictured it. So you had to just get in that to live?
Yeah.
That's overrated, man. Just kill me.
I agree.
I changed my mind.
I agree. And I don't know the numbers on this, but
this is sad.
We don't have too many current people with polio, right?
No, but if we quit getting the polio vaccine and such, it might make a comeback. Not to get political, but if you don't want your kids to get polio, maybe that one. You don't have to give them all the vaccines, but maybe let's keep giving the polio one because it did knock out the disease.
Mm-hmm.
The iron lung is really depressing. I'm depressed now, Bubba. I didn't think it could get worse than Trail of Tears and Great Depression, but you come with iron lung.
Surprise!
Did you just see a random picture of this and you go, yeah, I'm asking this on overrated, underrated?
Just
popped in the head?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Sam's eye vision problems, they don't really feel that bad whenever you see these people in the eye in the iron lung, Sam. You should count your blessings. You're 6'2", 6'3", whatever, and you have lungs that work.
Yeah. Yeah, I am grateful for all those.
All right, so the next one we have is going to be horns. Are horns overrated or underrated?
Horns are pretty cool, man. I think horns are underrated. I think watching my girl Kim Caldwell last night, she kept running the horns down play. Horns, she wanted to run horns. I don't think they really got too many buckets out of it. I don't know if my girl Kim can scheme up a play. I'm unsure about that. I don't know if she's an X's and O's coach or just hey, here's the system. Just go out there and make some plays. I got to figure her out. But horns are cool. As a kid, that was one of my favorite things. Seeing a big bull come in with big old horns, that was always sick. One of my favorite things too is to cut those horns off. You ever felt something like that before, Sam?
No.
You just they're just. It's just it's a contraption. It's basically, think of it like a guillotine of sorts. It's a guillotine. You slide over the horns, and there's 2 poles on the side of it, and you got to pull the poles together. So for the big ones, you kind of got to put the pole on one of them on your leg, and then just kind of yank down the other, and you just hear it crunch. It's like, it's kind of sad because it kind of feels like an appendage. And sometimes if you get a little too close, they're hollering, but maybe that's because of their neck or something, being trapped and just being scared. I don't know, but they're hollering, blood's going everywhere, and you're just cranking it off. And then your dog's like, oh yeah, I got a new bone. And he's running in as blood's squirting everywhere, trying to get the bone. That's a cool feeling. Longhorn's pretty cool too.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Now, like devil horns, I'm out on the devil, just for the record. I know, Zach, you did good on the Bible category yesterday, so I just want to make sure I'm anti-devil. I don't like his horns. But horns in general, pretty cool.
Good instrument, too.
French horns.
I like the horns. There's there's this place near me, like on my drive home back in Nashville it's just some farm, and they've got 2 longhorns, and it's always fun to look at them whenever I'm driving past them. Seeing their growth throughout the years. Seems a little inconvenient for them, though. Like getting their head around and everything.
No, having actual horns would suck. You would look like a badass though, like if you were an animal that had horns. But people want your horns.
Yeah, what was the point of cutting them off?
I think to help them get around a little bit better and to remove any type of danger. Is kind of the way I always thought it. It did look cool, but if you were trying to transport them somewhere and they got really long, you were in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they were ever trying to fight other animals or other cows, they could puncture them.
Yeah.
It's a good question, though. I don't think there was any other reason to take them off other than that. There is a reason, genetically and a practical reason to remove their testicles. Whenever we did that wasn't as cool. Removing testicles was not as cool as removing horns. Although the dog was still also very excited about that. Instead of a new toy, he's like, it's dessert time. Nice little snack of just straight protein, Bubba. Just straight raw meat. He just goes in there and eats. That felt worse. But at least I knew the reason for doing that. But the horns, I always just assumed it was a health safety thing. Horns are cool, though. You ever thought about making some horns yourself, Bubba? Kind of like how those weirdos that have lizard heads and stuff. I feel like I could, in a different world, 1 or 2 different decisions for you, Bubba. I could see you being the guy that kind of grows some horns out of his forehead. You ever thought about it?
Nah, I can't say that I have.
What about gauges in your ear?
Nope, against those.
Okay. Under no circumstance?
After watching Randy Orton do the old screwdriver through Jeff Hardy's and twisting it around.
That was enough for you?
Yeah.
See, in my head, I would have thought you saw Jeff Hardy as a kid. It's that's pretty cool. I would like to do that.
Now, if my women have gauges, that's rock on, brother. But as far as myself, sir.
You put your finger in it and twist them?
Don't know. Haven't gotten that opportunity.
Damn, if you are a woman listening right now with gauges in your ears and we
salute you.
And you are either single or in a relationship that you're unhappy in, or maybe it's an open relationship and you have room for one more lover in your life, please give Bubba a call. Do you think anyone listening right now has gauges in their ears? Women?
There's got to be someone.
Nah, I'm going to say women, no. Got a couple guys probably listening with gauges in their ears, and maybe they know women with gauges, but I don't think she's listening. Maybe, though.
It made me feel like a poser.
Oh, she has to be a real gauge ear girl?
No, if I were to wear them myself, I wouldn't feel like I belong in the movement, just because the lack of, other forms of expression with tattoos and piercings and, whether it be cars or...
Everyone's got to start somewhere, Bubba.
That. I'm kind of with Bubba. I think you look just weird if that's the first thing you've done is just huge holes in your ears.
See, I don't know if I agree with it. I think that's an easy jumping off point. Or are we saying you need piercings first, like a nose ring, Bubba?
To me, the gauges are the last. The last
gauges
step
are
of
last.
The process. Yeah,
the horns are the last. Getting those weird devil horns that people put on their head sometimes. That's last. The black contacts to make your eyes like look scary, like look like the devil. Those are last, but
those are pretty cool.
No, see, I told you 1 or 2 steps, Bubba could have been that guy. Because no one, like very few people, Bubba, I imagine, get a sleeve to start out with their tattoo. I would imagine 99% of the people that have tattoos just get one single tattoo first. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody's going in as a virgin, just being like, hey, strap me down. Let's go. All the tattoos. Give me arms, legs, face, neck, everything at once. You don't do that.
You think anyone's ever done it all in one day? Like you just, hey, put me down for 6 hours for a sleeve and give me the gauges right after.
I would say there have been people that do the sleeves all at one time. I would just say they're very, very rare. I would say you got to dip your toe in a little bit. You got to get the gateway tattoo first.
Well, now, I mean, they're putting people to sleep.
Well, that is true.
For back pieces.
Yeah, that is true. Maybe if you just maybe that would be the key. Like, hey, just put me to sleep and just have your way with my body and give me as many tattoos as possible. Just as many tattoos as possible. Just load me up. And maybe that would be the case now. It's kind of soft. Didn't a basketball player do that? Was it Jason Tatum? No, was it LaMelo? Was it one of the ball? Was it LaMelo Ball? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Why not both? It all sounds correct.
Yeah, one of them did a big piece on like their leg or something and just got put to sleep instead.
Brandon Ingram.
Well, he feels similar to LaMelo Ball.
6 hours of anesthesia
for Brandon Ingram or just for other people?
For Brandon Ingram.
A real sleeper doesn't need that.
I don't think a real sleeper's sleeping through the tattoo pain.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson also did it. That doesn't surprise me.
Deshaun Watson, maybe he got the form messed up. He thought he was asking for somebody else to be put to sleep, and next thing you know, they're strapping him up to the anesthesia. He's like, wait, what's happening here?
Whoa.
All right. Up next, we have those street scooters. Are they overrated or underrated?
I got to go overrated. Just because I like the concept, but do people actually ride them? Like I very rarely see, like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not in the right places. Maybe like in downtown Nashville, they're still riding them, but it feels like a tourist thing more than like a practicality thing. And for everybody else, like for me walking to the game on Saturday, I didn't see anybody on a damn scooter. I just saw them laying everywhere. People tripping over them. People hit, like, running into them. Like it just seems like a hazard. They're never where they're supposed to be. It just feels like a clutter, a disaster. Now, I will say I used to take one time. Like I would, park for like basketball games or baseball games at like Cool Beans, and then I would hop on the scooter and ride up the hill. That just felt so dangerous, man. I'm not a skilled enough rider to be riding one of those without a helmet on. It felt pretty scary. I almost died on one after the Bengals beat us. I tried to purposely wreck it, Sam, as I was trying to get back to the place. I was like, run onto traffic. They just run over me, and I just fell out the street, and the cop looked at me. I said, I'm good, brother. I was like, I'm just going to walk now.
I've seen a lot of compilations of these scooters, like bad crashes. Someone like runs into someone on the sidewalk. Someone runs into a car or something. People get messed up on these. There's nothing wrong with the Shoelace Express. It's running 24/7. You don't have to download an app for it and pay. My feet work perfectly fine. I like walking.
If your feet do work fine, it is the safest, most efficient way of traveling. Like I told you, I parked about 1.2 miles away from the stadium, and I had no issue just huffing it up and down that hill. It sucks, but it was reliable. There was a time when I was carrying, some Surfsides up that I was like, do we just call an Uber? And I was like, it's just a mile. I was like, by the time they get here, I was like, pulled it up, it was like $20, and she was like, let's just walk. I said, all right. And I was glad we did. Way home, didn't even think about it. Just boom, walk back.
Mm-hmm.
No traffic, nothing. Those Shoelace Express, convenient. You gotta download those damn apps with those scooters too. You gotta put money on your card, and then sometimes you gotta put X amount. That's what happened to me in Nashville. It's like you gotta put at least $10 on, but like I was only renting it for like $4, so I wasted $6. I'm never gonna get back on that scooter, so I just deleted the app and just charge it to the game, whatever. But
you know who loves them is our athletes.
That doesn't make me feel good.
No, I mean,
it's dangerous. That's the way to get hurt. That's just the way to get hurt, man.
Well, less tread on the tires. I talk about the Shoelace Express always being open. I don't want to put too many miles on their Lamborghinis. So you go out there and you put them on a scooter. or you let them have the golf cart pick them up.
On Lamborghinis?
Mm-hmm. Those are the two things I refer to my feet as, the Lamborghinis and the Shoelace Express.
I don't think I could get by with calling my feet Lamborghinis. Mine's more of like just a Toyota, whatever. What's your pun for like a Toyota Camry?
Torolla?
The Torolla, yeah. I'm in the Torolla. Thank you. I'm in the Torolla, like, because my feet are gross, and I'm not a professional athlete or like a high-level SEC athlete, so like calling my feet Lamborghinis doesn't feel right. I'm on the Torolla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good gas mileage.
Yeah.
Just might not get you there fast.
0 to 60. 0 to 60 in a very, very slow amount of time. It takes me hours.
Maybe in your case, the Tosla?
The Tosla? Okay. No, see, feet aren't nice enough for that either. Although they do recharge a little bit.
They do.
The Torolla. I like it. What else you got, Bubba?
Swords. Are swords overrated or underrated?
Feel like you gotta say swords are overrated because we invented a bunch of other stuff to be better than the sword. Now, a sword does look badass. Like when I see a sword like on TV, like Jon Snow would have been way less cool if he had a pistol versus a sword. You know what I mean? Like it is cool watching sword fighting, but I'm just talking about in all practicality. Let me take this out, swing it real high. Now I got to use two hands and swing it. Or am I trying to slice you with it? Am I trying to stab you with it? I don't know. Does it break? Is it rusted? You got to take care of it. Where's it at? I got to keep it on me at all times. It's heavy. I would say like a pistol would be much easier to kill somebody with. But it is badass to see.
I think they're underrated. Levels the playing field of combat. I think guns, you clearly someone can have a better gun, but I feel like swords are swords at the end of the day, and it's kind of just manpower at that point.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of the same thing as being on your feet, right? Like with a gun, you got to have bullets. With a sword, it's just you just have the sword.
Yeah.
It is reliable. It's heavy, inconvenient, but you could get to slicing if you needed to.
No excuses of like, oh yeah, I didn't have enough ammo. It's just like, oh, this guy just beat me straight up with his sword.
At what age did we quit using swords? And by age, I mean year. Like, what time period did the sword become obsolete? Like, was it just the invention of guns? Did people just start using like handheld knives more? When did swords fall out of favor? Does anybody know? When's the last war that was fought predominantly with swords? Do you have any answers? Because I have no idea. Like, you could tell me it's any year. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, actually, it was like 1700. I'm like, what? Whoa, that's crazy. You could tell me that we haven't fought with swords since like 200 AD, and I'd be like, oh, okay.
I feel like we had a little bit of sword fighting in World War I, maybe.
We had sword fighting in World War II, Zach?
World War II?
So...
like bayonets? Like, I understand the idea of having like the bayonet at the end, and then like, hey, you're out of bullets, you got to just start stabbing.
The Second Sino-Japanese War, where Chinese soldiers used traditional swords and Japanese officers carried katanas.
Wait, the second what?
The Second Sino-Japanese War.
Okay, so not World War II, Sino War II. I've never heard of that. What the hell is that? Sino War? What is that?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. When he threw up at number 2, I thought he was saying World War II. I was like, there ain't no way we were fighting with damn swords in World War II.
We got planes flying through the air and choppers, but
you know, we laugh, but it ain't funny, man. You run out of bullets, you pull out your knife, you got to go do something. Damn. Little breaking news. You got anything else for overrated, underrated you need to get to, Bubba?
It's not important enough.
Little breaking news. Some more breaking news. Tennessee basketball. A new home and home series announced. A big one in 2026, 2027. Sam, you seen this yet?
No, I haven't.
Don't get your hopes up. It's not Duke. If I tell you it's not Duke, give me like 3 or 4 schools that you would like to see a home and home with.
Kansas. Houston. And let's go BYU.
Okay. None of those three. Bubba, give me your next three on your draft.
I was actually going to say the BYU pick. All right, so we've got Florida Gulf Coast University.
No, okay, this guy's a moron.
We've got Purdue.
There you go. It's Purdue.
Oh, my
God bless.
I thought you said you wanted to see it. I just asked you to give me your list, Bubba. You said Purdue.
I would like to see it.
Well, it's going to happen. 2026 in the Mackey Arena. 2027 in the Food City Center, a.k.a. the Thompson Bowling Arena at Food City Center.
Gross.
December 12th in 2026, December 11th in 2027. Sam, how does that make you feel?
Empty on the inside. There's nobody I hate playing in basketball more than Purdue. Zach Edey is one of the most hated people in my life, I think. I'll never forgive him and what he had done to the sport of college basketball. Purdue just continues to recruit these 9-foot-tall freaks. We're going to play against Daniel Jacobson. That's going to be like in his prime. I hate all of this.
Yeah, I don't love it either. Not saying that they are the boogeyman, but it's just like, man, to me, it's just a no-win situation. Even if you beat them, they'll be like, oh, well, what about when we beat you in the Elite Eight or the other Sweet 16 game we beat you at?
Whoa, let's play football too.
Yeah, what about the Music City Bowl? That's a good one.
We go up there first.
We go up there first. So, yeah, like you're probably – I mean, I'm not going to punt the game by any means, but they're a really good basketball program, and it's really hard to win on the road. So, like, yeah, there's a pretty good chance they beat you the first year, and then you got all the pressure in the world on you in 2027. Oh, my God. Can we get Purdue on the football schedule?
I think Bob Baskerville is the only guy that's happy in the city of Knoxville for this to be going down.
Don't remind everybody about Boilermaker Bob and how he was secretly, like, really rooting for Edey that entire time. He was trying to act neutral. We knew better.
They'll probably bring Zach Edey, like, out onto the court for that game at Purdue.
Nah.
Just, like,
hopefully the Grizzlies
PTSD.
Hopefully the Grizzlies. Hopefully he's still playing with the Grizzlies and got other stuff to do.
Right now he's with the Memphis Hustle,
trying to rehab and get back like ready because he's an NBA player, but he was hurt, Bubba. So they might be just doing some rehab work there, letting him practice and letting him kind of ramp him up before putting him into on an NBA court. But he's a Grizzlies player. He'll be back on the main roster whenever he's fixed, but. Duke would have been everybody's number one choice, right? Like,
yeah.
What'd you think watching them against Texas last night? Because when I saw Cameron Boozer struggling a little bit, I was like, oh my God, what the hell? He killed us. But then apparently John Shire questioned his manhood, told him to get it together. And then he started balling out to the point where Sean Miller called him a one-man wrecking crew and said there ain't a better freshman in the country than him. So, like, he did turn it on. But for that first bit when he couldn't make a damn shot and couldn't score,
I mean, he went scoreless in the first half.
Did he go scoreless in the first half or field goalless?
No, he went scoreless in the first half.
Okay.
Well, maybe he got to the free throw line.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He went like 0 for 8 from the field.
Yeah, no, I think he had, I want to say 4 points, but all from the free throw line.
Okay.
But he had no field goals. But then, then he played really good in the second half. And I would like to play Duke. I'd like to make that trip. I'd like to have him here. But a basketball season ticket holder should be pretty pumped. I mean, Purdue's typically a top 10 team.
Yeah.
That'll be one of the biggest non-conference games in Thompson Bowling Arena at Food City Center history, right? I mean, like, North Carolina coming in 2019, whenever they came. I think it was 18. That was a pretty big deal. Outside of that, I don't know what other non-conference games you'd really look at. I mean, outside of like, hey, Kansas came here.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Memphis came here.
Arizona.
To me, this Purdue game is bigger than the Arizona one, based off where Arizona had been, kind of in the lead up to that. Now, historically, you'd probably say Arizona's a bigger program. But like, we didn't really
with KD.
Say what?
Texas with KD.
Yeah, Texas with KD. Yeah. Those are all on the list. This is one of them, though, and like I don't know where these teams will be ranked in 2 years, but I do feel like our profile is the highest it's ever been. Is that fair to say? Like our basketball profile, our standing in the country is as high as it's ever been. Purdue's a top 10 program pretty easily too. I think we're a top 10 program in like current day college basketball. So in terms of that being the matchup, Sam, I think it'd be the biggest because, Kansas came in here, Bruce, you're undermanned. You were, kind of having a bad year. You had started kind of building yourself up. Arizona, kind of the same way. I don't think you could call yourself a top 10 program at that point. KD's Texas. I mean, you'd got the excitement rolling, but again, you hadn't really solidified yourself. But I mean, Tennessee is a new age power player in college basketball, especially assuming Rick Barnes will still be here in 2 years.
I thought of a new home and home. I want St. John's with Pitino.
That'd be pretty cool.
Go play in the Garden.
That would be pretty cool. I don't know how excited you'd be for them to come here, but also just to be
You'd have to have Pitino still there. If it was like St. John's coming here without Pitino, it wouldn't be that exciting.
Yeah, and like I know, just to be fair, I just talked about how good of a matchup it is. Like I don't know how much Purdue excites me either, in terms of like thinking they're cool or thinking it's a big matchup. Like they don't have the same weight as Duke or Kansas.
You just know it's a good test.
Yeah, like it's a good team and a really good program. But damn, I'm just gonna have PTSD about our losses to them.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we win, they can troll us about that. Last call on the other side. Let's talk sports on Fan Run Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is Fan Run Radio.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Whether it's a routine cleaning, whitening for that big event, or fixing a nagging toothache, our gentle team is here for you. With flexible hours, family-friendly care, and the latest technology, Knoxville Smiles makes every visit stress-free. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Call Knoxville Smiles today at 865-539-1776 or book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Citizens National Bank.
Kick off this football season with a CNB Plus Perks checking account. Move downfield with free online and mobile banking. And cross the goal line with extended evening hours and Saturday banking. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Last call on the program. Nick writes in over on the chat on YouTube. I've seen John's feet. Calling it a Toyota is disrespectful to Toyota. Okay, relax. They are ugly feet. I've never lied about it, though. I've always been very open and honest about it. More people saying it was pretty obvious bad fixing. I've been in the UFC YouTube comments, just reading their comments. And everyone talking about how obvious the fix was. I feel like if you're going to fix it and try to make a couple $100,000 fixing it, you got to at least let somebody knock you out. Sam, you were telling me during the break that they have like concussion protocols for knockouts. You basically got to wait longer to fight again if you get knocked out. Yeah. I don't care if you're gonna fix it. You gotta just eat a punch and go down. Because can we dissect that as easily a knockout punch? Like if you hit me in the face, I can just close my eyes and fall down. I just gotta go limp, right? Like that's all I gotta do. Let the trainers come over and get in my face and like check me out, and then after that, I get up, I just hold my head and I'll walk off.
Yeah,
maybe that's a little bit easier. You just got to eat the punch, though.
Some guys have kind of incorporated that kind of style into their fighting. Like there was a guy named Bobby Green who would sometimes he'd act like he's real rocked and just stumbling around to try to get a quick, shot in on the guy. And then other times fighters can't get knocked out, and then they just completely get ignored, and it's like, he's good, round over, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it'd be much easier to fix a fight that way. Just punch me, and I'm just going to close my eyes and fall down.
Maybe his odds weren't as good to be to lose via knockout versus submission.
Yeah, I would like to see the bets. They said a lot of action came in. The YouTube comments, which again, take them with a grain of salt, said that there were 5 big bets on first round action. It didn't specify it was like first round submission, which if you're going that specific, I think you're playing a little too close to the sun. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, hey, I'm only betting on a submission. Now I'm going to take this terrible.
How did this guy put $25,000 on a first round submission?
And then you get the weakest submission of all time. Like if you do want to fix it, you got to be like, hey, just bet on me to win. Bet on the under for the fight. Like let's not make it obvious. Don't cheat on my test and get it 100.
I would be interested to know too. Like, I don't know those 2 fighters very well, but if one is not really a Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist or a wrestler, and all of a sudden they're tapping somebody out, Yeah,
I don't know that either. I don't know that either. The political side of it, I think, is interesting though, because you had Stephen A. Smith and you had other people saying that like Trump was attacking the predominantly black, NBA, was trying to send a message, and that's why they're doing this, and blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever. I don't really think that was the case. But Dana White and UFC does have a really close relationship with President Trump and with the White House, and of course is supposed to host an event there coming up, next summer, right? Like in June?
Yeah.
So I do wonder, like, how the investigations into the fixing goes, because you had the one writer saying, like, hey, this is on UFC for not pulling the fight, for letting it go on after they'd been, told what was happening. They're kind of complicit in this. And I guess it's good that it makes more sense now why DraftKings gave some of that money back. But, like, I don't think that every site did that. I wouldn't think.
So the thing is, I don't think it would be that bad of a bet to make because his last fight he won off of a rear naked choke. Okay. That's the Val guy.
Well, there you go. Bubba's still on the side of this wasn't fixed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you make money off this fight, Bubba?
I did.
There you go.
Were you watching it when it happened?
No, I was watching the
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to you being on the right side of a fix. That's good.
Not fixed, just no ball.
You ain't got to give the money back. It's fine. No one's accusing you of doing anything wrong.
Yet,
that is true. I imagine Bubba's in some seedy chat rooms where maybe they were discussing this. You in a gambling Discord, Bubba, where you guys talk about, I got a lead on this guy. My buddy Moose down the road told me he's taking a dive. First round, lock it in.
No comment.
I wish you'd have sent me that pick. And one night Bubba sent me UFC picks, and he did good on them, but I wish if you had a lock like that, you'd have sent it to me. I'd have loved to be on the right side of a fix. That'd have been great.
The only picks I'll send to people is a certain type of picks.
What the hell does that mean? Oh. When's the last time you sent yourself naked to somebody, Bubba?
I've never done that in my life.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to bet that you never had when you said you only send certain types of pics. I don't really do pictures. I'm more of a video guy myself.
Yikes.
That'll do it for us. Good job by you guys. Appreciate you, Sam. We'll get to your SEC power rankings today on the Southeastern Conversation. Check it out. We will be recording here in a bit. It'll be up on the Fan Run podcast feed. We got some college football stuff. Me and Jesse Simonton, if you want to listen to that. Some more Oklahoma, Tennessee discussion. If you want live, exhilarating content, You got the Tony Basilio Show coming up next right here on Fan Run Radio. Don't touch that dial. Stick with us.